que te dijeron. Sabes que mi amor por ti es verdadero. Yo te soy fiel, nena, yo te soy sincero. Juro que yo hago de todo pa' ti. Como rábame todo de ti. Y yo te doy todo de mí. Hay mujeres de todo pa' mí. Juro que yo hago de todo pa' ti. Como rábame todo de ti. Y yo te doy todo de mí. Hay mujeres de todo pa' mí. Desde que te vi, yo vivo diferente. No me importa a mí lo que dice la gente. Porque tú siempre la prendes candela. Te quiero a mi lado toda la vida, mi nena. La mano pegada y los pies en la arena. Pase lo que pase, baby, vale la pena. Yo no sé cómo lo hace, baby, déjame ser el que te complace. En mi mente corriendo base, me quedo contigo, pase lo que pase. Baby, espero que me ames, me tiene volando en el cielo como las aves. Ey, en el Pambinanes, lo buen sueño el debo ya lo sabe. Juro que yo hago de todo pa' ti, como rábame todo de ti. Y yo te doy todo de mí, hay mujeres de todo pa' mí. Nena loca, me tiene loco en la cabeza cuando me tocas. Siento que todo está bien, pero en verdad yo no sé si tú lo sientes también. Entonces quiero saber por qué desde que te vi yo vivo diferente. No me importa a mí lo que dice la gente. Porque tú siempre la prendes candela. Te quiero a mi lado toda la vida, mi nena. La mano pegada y los pies en la arena. Pase lo que pase, baby, vale la pena. Porque tú siempre la prendes candela. Te quiero a mi lado toda la vida, mi nena. La mano pegada y los pies en la arena. Pase lo que pase, baby, vale la pena.
You feel alive, let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return of the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, she at the back, bro. All I really take is a little taste. Island girl, blue eyes with a little bass. Here for the thrill, I don't need a chaser. Wanna vibe at the getaway. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, I got the semi-4 way. Don't step out the line like this a probate. You hit the line and try to locate. This for the time, got time for no day. War. Too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left that. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times. Live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, not a world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my. Chandelier, limousines. Really think I'm seeing things. Read the line in mid-between. Yellow light, I gotta speed up. Get home, so a cold shower. Need that pronto. Look like a rave at the condo. Heck of a night in Toronto. She said, boy, you in Morocco. Pearl white mention in the top gold. Fill up my cup with the pop, whoa. High off life in the spot, though. Running out the visa, really talking to a real life Mona Lisa. Jesus pieces hanging off the fleece. So much going on, it's hard to focus on the features. I got too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left that. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times. Live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, not a world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my, oh my. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
When you put your hand in my jacket, I'm thinking so irrational. You flew me in.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. What is up and what's going on? And happy, what day is today? I think today's Thursday. We call it Money Thursday. So what's up, traders? Good morning. Hope you guys are absolutely crushing it this morning. You guys are feeling great, wonderful, energetic, ready to rock and roll and ready to attack this trading day. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to work with each and every one of you. And my main mission, my main goal today is to make sure everybody is walking away more knowledgeable than how they showed up. And my other goal is to make sure you guys are getting your butts inside of Profits Chat today. So, real quick, hit me with an Alpha Day Trading. Good morning. Where are you guys tuning in from over on YouTube? We are up and running for YouTube this morning. So hit me with a good morning if you have not done so yet. And let me know where you're tuning in from today. Looks like we have Hunter from Fort Myers, Nicholas from Fort Worth, Texas. And real quick, let's make sure the green screen here is good because it's all jacked up most of the time. All right, give me uno momento. You guys are hitting me with the good mornings. You guys are hitting me with where are you at right now in the world? And then we're going to dive into the day and talk about what we got going on, guys. All right. It's another day of bear with me, please. I'm still, pretty under the weather, as you guys can hear. Raspy voice, sinus, you name it. So bear with me. Usually I'm super energetic and pumped up and just screaming and yelling. Well, today, guys, I'm sorry. No screaming, no yelling. All right. But hey, we are going to trade. We are going to make money. And we're going to fucking crush it again like we do every single day. And I'm excited for that. And I'm excited for today's lesson as well. Today, we're going to be talking about supply and demand zones. That's today's lesson, supply and demand, and how you guys can really simplify your trading, just trading supply and demand zones. So we're going to be talking about that today. But quickly, let's go ahead and... Oh, look at that. You guys can see my little backpack up there now. That's fancy. So let's go ahead and throw that back up. Let's see. We got to go 700 with it. 900. Boop, boop. 1,000. Doot, 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 doot. That's beautiful. That's gorgeous. And then we can close that out. And we look beautiful over there, don't we? Oh, look at that beautiful young man. Sexy. All right. We good? Looking great. Audio's good. Live stream's good. Fantastic. Once again, good morning. Hunter, Robert, Zach, why are you over on YouTube? He's holding it down. Love it. Ryan, Josh, Steve from New York, Syracuse, New York, Daytona, Fort Worth, Texas, Fort Myers. You guys are in Florida like I am. Stay safe out here today. It's going to be a windy, pretty stormy day as we got that hurricane coming on through the East Coast. So again, if you're on the East Coast, stay safe, right? Thinking about you guys. If you guys are on the West Coast, we'll probably be okay over here, but you never know. It's pretty windy. So if the stream ever goes down at any point today, just realize it's probably the power, okay? So, but again, good morning, everybody over on YouTube. Glad to have you here. Glad to see you back. Inside the chat, what's up, traders? How we doing this morning, team? I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to see your beautiful faces. Well, not your faces, but your beautiful usernames. I can just only imagine what those beautiful faces look like. It's you, Scott. That's the beautiful face we're talking about. Scott, Angela, Alan, AJ, Rodney, Mad, Mike, Trader, Adam, Carlos, JC, Johnny Holmes, Catherine, Tony. Good freaking morning, traders. You guys excited for the day? Are you ready to make it happen? Are you ready to lock in some big time profits? Because I'm ready. We're going to make it happen. So without further ado, Josh, quit wasting time, man. Quit talking and just start talking stocks. Let's get these traders prepared for today so we can all make that money. All right, so what do we got going on in penny stock land at this point in time? Not really a lot, right? From 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, it's slim pickings in penny stock land. All right, so the only two penny stocks that I see that I think have good potential, number one, GCT. GCT is not a pre-market, oh my gosh, it looks good kind of trade. Let's get in. It's a, hey, it actually looks pretty good on the daily. Why? Massive gap up on Monday, nice spike, pulling back over the last 3 days. We had that gap, right? We had that high a day here on GCT from last Friday, high a day. We gapped up Monday, spike up big. Tuesday, not a lot. Yesterday's Wednesday. What do? We come all the way down to 477. We smack that level to the penny and then push on back up, giving us a daily doji candle. So not only did we have this gap up, we filled this gap, we also put in a really, really nice daily doji, and we're starting to break above yesterday's doji high, yesterday's high a day. We're starting to push back above that 20 EMA as well. This is a really nice daily reversal, right? The only thing that we don't have is volume, but from a daily perspective, this is a really nice daily reversal formation, and I want to keep it on watch. You know, if we can stay above like 584, ideally, really see this holding above and staying above and trading above 584, I think we have good potential back up to Monday's high a day in the 740s. That's what I see. I like it. I think we may have a really good opportunity today from around that $6 level up to the 740s. That could give us maybe $1.40 to $1.50 to the upside. The way I look at it, risk would not be any more than, say, 30 cents. The risk reward looks good. I like the daily setup. The only thing that it's lacking is the volume, right? I wish we had more volume yesterday, but I like the volume that came in end of day, and I like how we closed. So again, look at that daily chart. Really nice daily reversal opportunity. It was already a stock that had some action here on Monday, and we may start to see some action today and tomorrow back up into the 740s. So I want you guys keeping this one on high watch. It looks really decent. It looks really decent. It looks pretty decent at this point in time. So keep that one on watch. All right. I do want to watch HUDI today as well. Okay. HUDI, want to look for a break of this downtrend. Okay. If we ever break this downtrend, I'm getting long back up to these pre-market highs right here, right around 1075 to 1089, right into these lower highs. Target number one. We ever break over those lower highs here, our next target's 1175. And if we ever break over 1175, I see a lot of potential to 1472. And I think HUDI could really move today. Okay. Where's support right now at this point in time? Support right around 890, I would say. Right around like 890, 894-ish, right underneath that low at 894 here. Right here around that pre-market low at 894. And if we zoom out a little bit here on the daily, what was that lower shadow here? That lower shadow took us all the way down to 894. So no wonder we bounced here yesterday. No wonder we got back above it and came back for a retest of 894. 894 is a key level for HUDI to stay above if we're going to see this break and rip on up today. So not only are we looking for a break of this downtrend, we're also looking for the stock to break $10 resistance again. That's where a lot of volume is going to really start moving on in here to HUDI. Okay, back up to these lower highs here between 1075 and 1085, and then up towards around 1175. So you can start building a plan by getting in at $10 for that break. I have 80 cents into my first target, and I have $1.75 into my second target. You can start building a plan. Target number one, 80 cents. Target number two, $1.75. Okay, what would I want to risk? Well, if you're going to break the downturn and break 10, you want it to break and move, right? You don't want it to break and then come back down to $9. No. So your stops would be nice and tight. 30 to 40 cents at most. At most, right? It could be 10 cents. I think that's too tight. Could be 20 cents still tight, but I'm thinking 30 to 40 cents. If we get in for a $10 break, I may let it breathe back down to 975, 970 at the lowest. If it ever starts falling below that, get out. If it breaks again, rinse and repeat, get right back in, right? Give it 20, 30 cents of breathing room, right? I'm willing to do that to get that 80-cent first target and then a $1.75 second target. It's worth it. I see the potential. And then if we ever break 1175, we know we have room to 1472. So if you look at your third and final target today, what could that potentially be? You break $10 and you're looking for a target of 1472. That's about $4.60 a share. That's 46%. You could safely put your stop loss underneath that 890 level and you're only risking $1.30. So if that was your plan, get in at 10 for the $10 break and the break of the downtrend. And I'm not going to take profits. I'm going to be greedy all the way to 1470 final target, right? If that's your plan, I think that's a dumb plan, but I'm just saying if that is your plan, right, to not take any profits whatsoever and just hold it all the way up to 1470, and that's a great target, you're going to, look to lock in approximately 46%. You could have a stop loss underneath great support at 13%. So look at that. That's a 3-to-1, almost 4-to-1 opportunity here. So I like it. I think there's good potential. Again, don't be silly. Lock in profits at those lower highs. The last thing you want to do is get in, not take any profits. It come up to like $13 and then dump on down and take you out. And you're like, man, I wish I would have just taken profit. Do the right thing, take profit. All right. But HUDI, I think, has good potential. I do. So we'll watch HUDI for the break of 10 and the break of the downtrend. Okay. What else do we got? Excuse me, guys. My goodness. Good CPI data. So if you take a look at CPI today, it actually was really decent. Core inflation year over year. So what's the difference between just CPI and then core CPI? Core strips out gas, energy, fuel, housing, right? If I'm not mistaken, housing and food. So core year over year, 6.3% versus the 6.7. So we came in under forecast. Core inflation month over month was at 0.3. The forecast was 0.7. Previously was 0.6. So we came in well under the forecast and under last month as well. So we actually see that core inflation, right? That has came down year over year, month over month, and we came in under the forecast. That's fantastic. Okay. Inflation, core inflation. No. Sorry. We're just going to go to just inflation. My bad. We did core. Sorry. I'm out of it today, guys. That's what allergies and being sick will do to you. Inflation year over year. Okay. 7.7%. We were forecasted at 8.1. So we came in under the forecast. Last month, 8.2. So not only did we come in under forecast, we actually see a month or a year over year decline, right? Pretty nice to see that. That's good. Then we go to month over month. 0.4%. The forecast was 0.5%. So we came under the forecast, but we're actually in line with what it was last month. So we don't see inflation month over month coming down, right? We actually see it stuck. It's sticky. It's right there. That may indicate it has peaked. It didn't go up. It's flat, but we see all of our other metrics still coming down year over year. So that's a really good sign that if we have another month of this, right, into next month, the Fed may start to pivot a bit and start to scale back on their interest rate hikes and everything like that, guys. So again, core inflation, CPI, PPI, all of this inflation data is really just a good indicator on inflation, number one, and how the Fed's going to handle and react and what they're going to do with interest rate hikes and yada, 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 and basically what we've been seeing all year. So that's why the market's rallied from 374 to 386. And do you think this was like institutional and retail? You know, it was 80% algorithmic. Absolutely. The algo's reacting on all of that, right? There's no way you're catching this as a retail trader. Let's be honest. Whoop, straight up. Yeah, there's no way you're catching that kind of move. Like, that's challenging, right? And if you're catching it up here, I'm sorry, but you're chasing, right? You are absolutely chasing. If you got into the S&P at the SPY way up here at 384, you're absolutely chasing this. But it looks great. I think there's some great potential today, right? The trend is your friend, number one, and momentum right now is pretty strong. Number two, don't trade against momentum. Don't trade against the trend. If the trend is strong and intact and you have great momentum in either direction, play with the momentum and the trend. Don't look for reversals. That's That's the hardest thing for a trader to do, right? You see a massive overextended move to the upside into resistance. You start seeing double tops and divergence, and you want to short it. From a technical perspective, let's short it, right? 100%. But we got to think about the trend. Is the trend still intact and strong? If it is, we don't want to short it regardless of that reversal opportunity. Is momentum still strong to the upside? If so, we definitely don't want to try to take these high day reversals. How many times have you seen the market give you so many reversal opportunities, right, at high a day, at resistance levels, but it just kept breaking and moving higher because the trend was intact and momentum was strong? So you always need to back up your reversal trade with trend and momentum. Okay? If the trend looks weak and we're starting to see that reversal in trend, we see momentum dying on off, we've got killer divergence, whatever the case is, and we see that those things are diminishing, then take your high a day reversal. But right now, it may feel like chasing, right? If it breaks on out and pulls back and you're looking for an entry, you may think you're chasing it because you see how the market went from here to here. You feel like anything you do at these highs is chasing. But if the momentum is strong and the trend's intact, it's not chasing. You're just playing with this momentum and you're playing the trend as the trend's your friend until you start to see those things diminish and die on off. So right now, we really want to play this long. There's no indication of a reversal. There's no indication of momentum dying on off, right? Yeah, we see a little bit of a pause, right? There's a brief pause here, but there's no indication just yet of this trend reversing, of this move, coming back down the reality. But what we need to do is mark up this slight supply zone. You see all that consolidation here? Mark up that consolidation zone. So rip up, consolidation. Okay, so now this is going to be a potential demand zone. Okay, it could also be something like this. I mean, who knows? Like, what if we got that rip up, we get this consolidation, we see it spike, and then come back down into the zone and drop? That's a very, very, very valid supply zone, right? You'd have consolidation, you'd have a false move, stop hunting, market manipulation, back into the zone, and then a dump. We would at some point look for it to come back into the zone, as that's a very, very strong supply zone, and then look to take our entries to the downside. Only if that were to happen, that would validate that, okay, we want to look for the reversal, right? If we ever do come back into this zone and crack below the zone, right, that's a sign of weakness. We could look for those trades on down if we see something like that. And if we ever come back into that zone, right, and we see good price action there, that could be another indication of our next leg down. Only if we see something like that. That's me guessing and trying to predict, right? But just giving you an idea of if we were to see something like that, how we could look to trade it. And that's exactly how we were trading Tesla pretty much all day, end of day yesterday, was just supply demand. Very similar, false move on through a zone, back into the zone, and we were just scalping the crap out of it. It was super simple. But that could happen, that could play out. But again, that's really, really thinking too far ahead because we don't even see that remotely close to happening. But again, I'm getting too far off track, all right? Right now, we just want to play with the trend and the momentum to the upside. So where's resistance right now here on the SPY? 388. Why 388? Well, if you throw this into a 1 hour time frame and you scroll out, right, go back and look at 388, right against those highs, right? 387.73, spiking high, right? It was also that little spiking high here, right around 387.73-ish. We see it on the daily chart. Tons of resistance right around 387.73. Prior support back here in June, late May. So that's going to be a level right around 387. And if we ever break 387, we could absolutely see the SPY back up to this 390.73 level here today on the SPY. Okay. If we ever start breaking that level, right, and the markets are really starting to open on up and really starting to move to the upside, let's just look at that daily chart. Where can we see the SPY go? 396 and then 400 today on the SPY. Now, obviously, I don't want that to happen, right? I'm a little biased to a certain extent. I don't want that to happen because I will feel like every entry is a chase because you're just like, damn, right? The market's already from this low of 374. I feel like chasing it at 388. You feel like you're chasing it at 391. You feel like you're chasing it at 396. But if that's the trend and that's the momentum, you take the trades, right? I would prefer to see a nice, reversal. I would like to see it come back inside of that supply zone, right? and then start to crack on lower. That would really give us some nice ranges to trade off of. That would give us a really high probability, predictable opportunity here on the SPY if that were to happen. But the name of the game is patience. Don't predict, react. So the only thing that you could really do right now at this point in time is mark up the high a day from Tuesday. The high day from Tuesday here was 385. That's a support level. But then draw yourself a little gray box inside of this consolidation zone. Massive move up, consolidation, breaking out of that zone and breaking structure, making a higher high. So this is going to be a potential demand zone. We can come back into the zone and push back out of it at some point today. We can come back in the zone and fall out of it. This zone is really your make or break. We come into the zone and see great buying pressure and good price action, and we break back out of that zone. We play calls. We start playing calls to the long side today. We come back into the zone and we see it failing. We start looking for those short opportunities. But really, it's going to come down to this zone here that we just put in pre-market to really dictate where we could be going and what side of the trade we should be on. Okay, and as soon as we have that idea and as we know, then we'll just call it out and then we'll get prepared and, have a trade, right? We'll keep it that simple. But right now, there's no reason to get involved. Just kind of wait for the market to come back down in that zone or break over 388. We break over 388, right? And it's like, yeah, we're not coming back into that zone. And we come back down for a retest of 388. You could look to play calls off 388. Resistance, turning support. You could literally look for a break and a retest of 388 and then look to play calls up towards around 390, right? And keep it that simple as well. So you got a couple ideas here. I personally think you got to kind of sit back a little bit at the start of the day, really get an idea the first 10, 15 minutes, price action, direction, volume, everything like that to really get a good idea of how you want to play this, right? A lot of the best trades come later in the day too, guys, right? Some of the hardest trading is the first 15 to 30 minutes. The spreads are large and open, which on a day like today, those spreads are going to be wild. A lot of volatility, very unpredictable at times, right? So sometimes the hardest time of the day, the trade is the first 15 to 30 minutes. So just take it easy, sit back, relax, and really just wait for the best opportunity to come to you, right? And when we see the opportunity, we're going to want to attack it, guys. We're just going to crush it. We're going to hit it hard. All right, so let's make it happen. What else? Microsoft. I do like Microsoft. No, I don't, actually. I don't. Microsoft was the short idea, right? Microsoft was our short idea. But like we said, 8:30, the markets could go ripping and not validate the short idea. The markets could dump, and we may have our short play on out in pre-market and miss it when the market opens at 9:30, right? We could have a neutral reaction, and we got a great plan on Microsoft. But here's the deal. You take a look at Microsoft, it was a great short below 224. Well, we're at 234 now. It's not going to happen. So Microsoft at this point in time, that short idea, that game plan that we had built early this morning is no longer valid because we had CPI data and the market's just going absolutely bananas. So again, we don't have anything on Microsoft. So here's what I think we should do. I think we watch the SPY out of the gate. First 10, 15 minutes, get an idea of where the markets are going. There's going to be a lot of opportunity just with the SPY and the Qs today. Even if you're not looking at Tesla or NVIDIA and you're just looking at the SPY and the Qs, so much opportunity, right? Keeping it simple too. We'll watch the Qs here, right? Same thing. Go give yourself a little bit of this consolidation box, that zone, draw it on out. And let's see. I like the SPY a little bit better personally, but we'll keep an eye on the Qs as well. And if you guys have any stocks that you want me to look at, over the next 3 minutes, let me know. Any individual stocks. You're looking at Boeing, you're looking at NVIDIA, you're looking at Netflix, whatever the case is, let me know. And we'll definitely take a look at your stocks as well to get you guys prepared. But with that being said, I'm just watching SPY and Qs. I mean, why distract myself from the opportunity in the market? I'm just watching SPY and Qs. Qs have room to the 50 SMA. Supports at 272.44. How did BA react off the, so I think that trade's dead. Just to be honest with you, right? So this to me is a continuation candle, right? So we have a doji at the top of this trend, right? We have that little spinning top doji. That's an indication if we crack below that's a reversal candle. But if we break above that doji high, that's an indication of a hiccup candle, right? It's a massive leg up. We have a hiccup, we stall, and then we continue higher. Those could be also looked at as continuation candles as well. So right now, that to me is a continuation candle because we're going to be above it. Anything could happen though. Anything could happen. But since we're above that high, if we hold that high from yesterday, that looks like a continuation candle. And I think Boeing can continue to rock and roll to the upside. So we want to kind of remove that Boeing bias at this point in time as long as it's above yesterday's high a day. Because you're also above a lot of that resistance as well. And so what is this? A lot of old supply, right? That was a massive supply zone here. What does supply turn into? Demand. We are gapping up, right? So we have just this massive window in this massive range that we can move through today all the way up to the 184s, 189s, right? We just completely cleared all that resistance, all that supply. Now we can just absolutely see the markets rally from here. Not the markets, but Boeing rally from here based on the price action in this massive gap up above that 170-150. If we ever fall back below 170-150, maybe we start thinking about a short at that time. But as long as we're above 170-150, I think we remove the short idea for now and just look for maybe long opportunities on Boeing. You're currently in a trade on Lucid. Yeah, we got about a minute to go. LCID. And so I don't forget, I need someone to remind me every morning, Josh, get your scanners ready. Just in case I forget. And someone always give me a warning. 1 minute warning, 30-second warning, because it's easy to get distracted. Again, Lucid, just moving with the broader market here. Just moving with the market. Look at yesterday's massive. So you're going to swing to the short side, or you're going to swing to the long side? Are you long or short? You just got back above 1186 on Lucid. You got underneath. You got back above that low from early October. You are getting. Yeah, you have room to 1250 resistance, but if you ever break 1250 today, Lucid's probably going to 1310 to fill this daily gap. Yeah, so Lucid for a daily gap fill above 1250, you have room to 13. You're long, okay. You want to see it hold above 1186. Ideally, you want to see it hold above like 1186, that daily low. Right here. You want to see it hold above that daily low, 1186. You actually see it holding above that daily low. You see that? It's holding above, which is great. At the lowest, you'd want to see it go. If you're like, okay, Josh, that level's light. You're right. It's a light level. How low could it go? It'd come all the way back down to 1150. If it ever cracks below 1150, you don't want to be long on it. But if you hold above those two levels of support, I see potential to 1250. And then a break of 1250, we have room to 1310 to fill that daily gap. 10 seconds. Let's go! And have an amazing freaking day, traders. The market's opening on up. Like I said, calm, cool, collected. Calm, cool, collected. The market will be here until 4 o'clock today, right? The market closed early today? I don't think so. Will the market be here until 4 o'clock? Absolutely. Is there going to be a lot of volatility out of the gate and those spreads be pretty wacky? F yes. So sit back and chill, guys. Sit back and chill. All right, really wait for the best opportunity. You don't have a trade the first 30 minutes? Okay, you're good. You're fine. You're not going to miss anything. If anything, you're going to prevent an unnecessary loss. Sit back, relax, wait, and we will find that great trade, guys. Let the good trade come to you. All right, don't go finding the trade. Don't go hunting the trade, but wait for that trade to come to you. George says, woo, let's get it. Let's go. Let's freaking make it happen. Who do we got? How many viewers on YouTube? 27. Well, I appreciate the 27 of you being here. Appreciate you guys. Martin, what's up? Robert, Josh, Ryan, Nicholas, Hunter. Appreciate you guys being here. All right, how's your day going? You guys having a good day so far over on YouTube? You guys ready to rock? You feeling pretty prepared today? All right, give me some feedback, guys. I do these streams for you. Do you feel more prepared today than what you were? Do you feel like you have a little bit of a different mindset and a different perspective entering your day? Do you feel a little bit more calm and focused? Do you feel dialed in from this little session this morning? All right, let me know. Again, I do these sessions for you guys. I want to make sure that you're getting prepared, you're getting dialed in, you're getting focused, and you're in a good mindset to make money today. Martin, absolutely, bro. Ben says he's here to learn for now. Before you know it, Ben's going to be inside of the community, guys. We're going to start welcoming some newer community members today. I feel it because I just dropped a massive 25% discount. And everybody's like, I have no reason to not join now. I feel 10 new faces today. So get your fingers ready to welcome 10 new faces. Or he says Josh is giving away the house again. He loves it. Now, when you send an email to 100 people and ask, hey, what stopped you from signing up? And 80% of them say the price. That means 80 people are literally not going to take their trading to the next level because of a few $100s. And that's something that I can make happen. Take the 25%. Get your yearly access. Get your free course. Be $80 a month. Get the education in the community you need. And I'm going to make it happen for you. That's it. If a few $100s is going to get you to the next level in your trading career, I want to be able to say I was able to help you make that good decision. Not be the one that's like, if Josh would have just done that, maybe my trading would be different. Maybe I would see different success in the market. I don't want to be that guy. So yeah, I give away the house a little bit. I'm okay with that. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything inside of chat. If I missed your comment, if I missed your question, if I missed your ticker that you wanted me to review, just type it up again inside of chat. All right, just type it up again and I got you guys covered, okay? Other than that, I'm watching HUDI for that break of the downtrend. I do like GCT today above 584. I want to see it come back down to 584. I love it, D. Griff. Appreciate you, bro. All right, so here's the SPY. We're on a 3-minute right now. If you throw this on a 5-minute, it's easier to mark up that consolidation range. So you have that range here where you moved on up, you consolidated, you broke through that level, you broke structure, you made a higher high, right? Let's see what the price action looks like back inside this gray box. You're going to see one of two things. Right? You'll see one of two things happen back in this box. You'll see it come down and consolidate, and you'll see that it is strong demand, and you'll see us break back out of that box and then continue to break structure and move higher. Right? And that's going to be a great indication based on your price action here that, hey, that's strong demand. Right? We have a lot of buyers present. This is a great demand zone. We start breaking back out of demand. We have good momentum and volume and good price action. That's a great indication we move higher. Or you see the market come back into the zone and you see more supply than demand, and then you start cracking on out. That's a great indication that we could start playing puts. Usually these are risky entries, right? You see this? Usually these are risky. Why? Because you could see a quick, sharp move out of that zone and then back through. And then you're just taking unnecessary loss here. So what I like to do is wait for that consolidation. If you crack out of that zone and it's a sharp move, great. And then at some point you return to that zone and then you look for your short entries here for that nice big drop on down. That's how we want to look to play it. So sit back, be patient. We got plenty of time. We're going to go 3-minute time frame though. Actually, we're going to go 1 minute. Make sure that zone's drawn up really nice. Yeah, we got that zone. It's easier to spot on the 5-minute though, for sure. Yeah, that's the best zone there. So we'll see what price action looks like inside that zone. FSRD. Getting some decent action to the upside. Is this stock shortable? I like this overextended move into resistance on FRSD. FSRD, dyslexia. I could locate shares. It's not worth it. But I like that short off 27.5. RPay. We're just looking at our top gainers and pennies. Like I said, the first 10, 15 minutes with the SPY and the Qs, kind of let it settle down. Let the spreads tighten. Like, your spreads are going to be all out of whack. Look at any option contract. Your spreads are going to be crazy because that's a massive gap up, right? So let the spreads kind of tighten themselves up. Let the volatility subside a little bit, and then you guys are good to go, right? So for now, we're just going to look at top gaining pennies and see what we have, if anything. Yeah, APPS for sure. Q2 results. APPS. Large float, though. 84 million in float. I know the stock's shortable. Why would I short it? If it spikes right here, straight up to 15 bucks, well, number one, it's $15 resistance. Number two, it's the 50 SMA. So I would look for a short right off 15. It's got to be a quick spike. It's got to go straight up, maybe slightly through 15, and then come back below 15. I would short it for a nice little dump on down. Carlos, you're here to learn? Well, this is the best place to learn, right? Not only do I answer your questions, not only do we have a great lesson plan for this afternoon, always educating, you get to watch me trade live, and I think live trading is probably the best way to learn how to trade stocks. Watching somebody trade live, but someone that's also willing to back every move up with reason and education, right? I'm not just going to say, I'm shorting this at $15 and I get in at $15 and I make money. And you're like, what happened? I'm like, I'm the GOAT, and you don't learn. Or I get in at 15 bucks and I lose money and I don't explain why I lost. What I want to do is say, hey, I like this trade. I'm going to take the trade live, but I'm going to back it up with education so you actually understand why I took the trade. So you're learning every day. Want to get a quick pop over 15. I'm not in yet. Want to see a quick spike over 15. Got to spike through 15 very quick. And then start to see the sellers back below. I mean, we're right at 15 bucks. Yeah, the more it sits here at 15, the less I like it. Wasn't the right price action for me. It came right to 15 and it backed down 15, but it wasn't the right price action. It's all price action to me, guys. So when you see the stock come right up to 15 and just get stuck, I don't like it. It's got to spike through 15 and then come right back below 15 very quickly. Like the quicker, the better. Got to come through 15 quick and then right back below, and then we start dumping on off. It wasn't the right price action. However, if we do break through 15 and spike on up to 1538, look at all that resistance, 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 resistance. Look at all that resistance at 1538. If we break 15, oh, I'm definitely shorting it at 1538. Why did I call the $15 short but not take it? Right? I said I was going to short this at 15 bucks. If we spike on up, I'm shorting it for the dump on down. It's exactly what I said. It is exactly what I wanted to do. Why did I not pull the trigger? Price action. It wasn't the type of price action that I needed to see for that to really work for me. So it just comes down to price action and intuition. I didn't feel right about the trade. The price action wasn't there. And it just made that trade too risky. That's why I didn't take the trade. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe, guys. I mean, I go live every morning, and then there's one day during the week I go live absolutely free all day, and that's today. Again, you want to learn how to trade. You want to build some confidence. You want to grow your account to where now you can actually invest in your education and join a great community, say maybe ours. You can do that. I'm going to help get you guys off the ground, build a strong foundation, help you guys make some cash. And you guys would be like, yeah, okay, it's time to go. Where's that link? Where's my 25% off, buddy? I'm committing for the next year. Let's get it. We already got some profits inside the chat today. Skylar, what are you locking up? 550 on Tesla? Crushing it. Way to get it, Skylar. VERU. I am watching APPS, though, guys, for a 1538 short position. VERU. That's just a massive gap down. I don't like it. No. Could it be a dead cat bounce? Yeah. Is it risky? Yeah. I think you got better opportunity here with APPS for sure. Cleaner, consistent, gapping up with a credible reason. Yeah. I like APPS. I think VERU is just a little bit risky. Yeah, so HUDI needs to break $10 first. Like, I'm not going to touch it until it's above 10. And that means waiting for it to break and come back and retest 10. That's it. All right, we need to see it come on through and break. Come back, retest 10, hold it. Good price action. That's where I get long. And then we start to see that leg on up. And we're taking profit, taking profit, taking profit. But I'm not going to touch it until I see it break. And I want to see a strong break. Good volume, strong break. Come back down. Good price action on the retest. Then I'll get involved. That's me. You can trade it right now if you want. It's completely up to you. If you got in right here, your stop loss is way down here, and you just got to hope that it breaks and holds. And if you are right and it works, you got a $9.50 entry versus a $10 entry. So you're about 50 cents better. But there's a lot of risk getting in right here. I'd rather wait for the break and the retest. Scott's liking the drawing. You guys like the drawing? You guys are visual learners. I can definitely draw a lot more. I love drawing. I like drawing. My handy dandy pen. Let's see. Is it going to go up as right, just straight up in the middle? Whoop. Yes. You say you like drawing. Now I'm over here being silly. Drawing little stick figures. So here we go. Starting to see that break. Blues, clues, blues, clues, blues, clues. So again, we're looking for the break and the retest, guys. All right. We're just looking for a break and retest. So APPS has support back down at 1434, right? So look at your pre-market high right there, 1434. Look at your intraday resistance, 1434. You broke above it. Now you're coming back down to that level. So old resistance, right? Old resistance should turn new support. So if you're looking to get involved with APPS at or near a level of support, well, that would be 1434. So let it come down. Right? Look for good price action, right? Maybe you got some good volume here. You got some nice lower shadows, whatever the case is, but you come down to that old resistance level and you wait to see if it's going to hold as new support. Good price action, looking good. Now you're starting to get involved, right? You're taking that trade. Stops go right underneath support and you got a high day target. It's that simple. You get in right at support, stops right below support. High day target, look at your risk reward. That's your risk, right? But look at your reward. You can clearly see you have way more reward than risk by simply waiting for the stock to come back down to old resistance and hold as new support. So again, you just got to wait for good price action now at that support level to get an idea. Should I even be getting into that trade in the first place? And so I'm having issues with pumping audio, just so you guys know. Issues with the Zoom on my end. So what we're going to need to do, if you guys want to hear what Matt has to say today, I can't pump it through desktop. So I can't communicate and talk. I'm having a Zoom and OBS issue. So what I'm going to do is send you guys the invite link. So if you guys want to hear Matt, definitely don't talk and distract him. Right? Definitely keep your mic closed unless you have an urgent question that just can't wait. Keep your mic closed. You're there to listen. So I'm looking at Apple. I'm looking at Facebook. I'm in this. I'm in that. You're not there to distract him or talk. You're there to just listen because he's doing something nice for you and he's opening up his mic and at least alerting some of the things that he's looking at. And then I know at some point when he's done trading, maybe he has time for questions to help you guys out. Just be respectful of his time. Appreciate it. Yeah, so HUD, so this is exactly what we're waiting for, a break and retest. All right, looking for a little break and retest here. Right now, we don't want to be chasing the breakout, right? This is why I'm not a breakout trader, guys. I don't want to chase the breakout because when you chase breakouts, you get in late, and they could be false breakouts, and you take a stupid, unnecessary loss. So what you do is you wait for the stock to break out, then you wait for it to retest, and then you look to get involved, right? To avoid chasing the stock through resistance just to get stopped out and take an unnecessary loss. So be smart. We're waiting for the stock to get above 10. So still waiting for HUDI to set up. Stir. Got a quick 20%. Way to get it. Skylar's up $1,000 on the day already. Dude. All right, it's time for me to get serious. Locked and loaded. Y'all have made your money. It's time for Joshy Poo to make his money. You see how we came right into that zone and bounced out of that zone? That's fantastic. That's a great indication that we're going to move higher. I like SPY calls. Stops under low a day. I like SPY calls with stops under low a day, and I think you just see a nice uptrend. 390 next, and then you have room to 396. I think that looks great. You came down to the VWAP. You're starting to see increased momentum back into that old supply zone, right? It was supply, supply, supply. You broke out of it. You came back into that zone. Demand, great price action, coming right back out of it. Yeah, I like SPY long today. Stops under low a day. Now wait for like a confirmation entry. I'm not saying buy it like right now. Wait for a great entry, some kind of strategy setup pattern, whatever the case is. But I like this with stops under low a day. I think we continue to grind higher now as long as we stay above 396 or 386 on the SPY. But right now, I've not taken any fresh trades since the market's open. The only thing that I've taken today was a pre-market trade on HUDI up 109. So that's the only trade I have today so far. I told myself coming into the day I was going to sit back the first probably 15, 30 minutes because we have CPI. Yeah, so I'm having issues with Zoom today and the desktop audio and stuff like that. So for today, you're more than welcome to open up your mic and just kind of talk, you know, what you're seeing and what you're looking at and what you're getting in and whatnot, and they can hear you over in the Zoom. I just can't pump it through the desktop through my tool, and I'm having a hard time getting it through my speakers. It was just, it was funky today. So, but you guys are still all set, ready to rock. So SPY's looking great. Look at that. Look at that, guys. 5-minute supply zone. And we said we want to come back into that zone and bounce out of that zone to play our calls. If we come into that zone and break below it, we play puts. So what did we do when we broke this into a lower time frame? We came back into this zone, also into the VWAP, and we pushed right back out of it. That was confirmation for calls. And guess what? Since then, the market's already up 2 points in your favor off those calls, and your stops are nice and tight. If you learned anything today, it's to get good at drawing supply and demand zones and then basing your entries around those zones and price action. And that's a prime example of supply demand, okay, price action, and then one indicator, the VWAP, and how you could base a trade around that and be up in the profits already. Anybody grab that out of that zone, or were you just watching? If you were just watching, at least you saw that play out and how beautiful that trade was. And we're going to rinse and repeat that process throughout the entire day. That's it. Rinse and repeat. When we see more accumulation, consolidation zones, supply demand, we mark those up. We wait to come back into one of those zones. We look at price action, and then we dictate what the direction should be with 80% probability, and we played in that favor. We played in that direction. And that's all I did on Tesla yesterday, and I made $1,200 in an hour just trading Tesla. So Tesla's officially off my my poopy list. I like Tesla. All right, so I'm looking for a 1538 short. Again, maybe right around 1538 to 1550. Here on APPS, right off all of that daily resistance. I'm looking for a short position here on APPS off all of that resistance here in the 1550s. And my target's going to be a pullback to this trend line. So here we go. We may have a short position coming on up. APPS as close to 1550 as possible. And then we're going to look to cover this back down towards around 15. Here we go. We're getting close. Trading is a game of patience, guys, right? That's the hardest part about trading is the being patient, right? Having a plan built, having an idea, knowing exactly what you want to do, but having to sit back on your hands and actually wait for the market to give you what you want, right? So again, you just got to sit back. You got to be patient, and the market needs to give you exactly what you're looking for. If the market doesn't give you exactly what you're looking for, then you sit back. You have an edge, you have a strategy, you have a playbook. You know what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and you wait for the market to give you something. When the market gives you what you want, what works for you, you're ready to attack it. But the time in between those two things happening requires a lot of patience and discipline. And that's the hardest thing. Get your mindset right. Be okay with sitting back on your hands. Be okay with the saying, sometimes less is more. Be patient with a capital P-A-Y. Right, we're being patient on APPS, looking for the short opportunity up here at 1550. Why have I not pulled the trigger yet? Price action, right? It's not the price action I'm looking for to get short. But if I start to see what I want to see, I start pulling the trigger to the short side. You know, maybe a few thousand shares, give it 10, 20 cents of breathing room. All right, there's 1542. We go ahead and start a position there, right? Not full position, but start. As we hit that 1540 region. So very small position, because I'd like to see it break through 1550 so I can add to it. But just in case it doesn't break through 1550 and I don't get my desired entry, at least I have some skin in the game. Right? So you're like, Josh, you're short. You actually want it to go against you? Yeah. Because I want to add to it. I want to get full position. But there's a part of me that thinks that this could be the high and we could start dumping. So I might as well have some skin in the game with a small size. If it breaks through, I'm going to add to it because that's what I want to do. I want to add to it. I would like to get that 1550, 1560 cost basis with a full position. But right now, at least I have some skin in the game. Just in case it does dump and I don't get my entry in the first place. So I do have a 25% of my position short on APPS at 1542. You guys can see. And we're thinking maybe 20, 30 cents at most of risk. 20 to 30 cents is probably the most I let this thing breathe. And we want to see a retracement back down to that trend line, ideally. The volume's dying on. I mean, momentum is strong here, which is fine. Momentum's actually pushing on up, which is a sign of strength. It could break. But there's just so much daily resistance. I mean, there's just so much daily resistance here. And it's overextended, right? Overextended, pull back. Overextended, pull back. Why is this a level I'm confident to short off of? Look at all of that daily resistance. So much daily resistance here. I'll add to it at like 1577. I think that's another great area to add. Right around that 1577-ish region. There's buyers above 1550, just a little bit. So now that I'm in a trade, looking to add to it, the only thing I'm doing is watching the level 2 and time and sales. Right? That's price action. I get an idea of price action by looking at the candles and the way they move. I get an idea of price action based on the tape, the time and sales. But I also want to watch the level 2 as well so I can see who's in control, buyers or sellers. Do I have more buyers coming in or more sellers coming in? What's the candle doing? What's that price action look like? Looking at the volume as well. So that's all I'm doing. 80% of the time, my eyes are literally on the level 2 and the time and sales. The only reason I haven't added to it because it wasn't that quick spike and then drop on back through. If that was a quick spike and then it came right back below, I would have added to that full position. But right now, it looks like we may see it grind up closer to that 1577, and I'm going to add to it up there. GCT was another one we were waiting for. Ooh, GCT is not looking terrible. GCT is not looking bad. Came down to that 584 level. Keep an eye on GCT back above $6. You know, we start seeing volume move in here over 6 and above 616. I believe we have room to 747 today on GCT. So keep this one on high watch, guys. GCT doesn't look terrible. A little bit of that back burner sleeper play opportunity here on GCT. YouTubers, traders in chat, any questions right now? Don't hesitate. Just because I'm in a trade, don't hesitate to speak up and ask questions. If I can't get to you, I'll say, hey, let me finish my trade. If you have any questions and I have an opportunity to answer, I will. So never hesitate to ask. That's what I'm here for. I don't really talk politics, Cooper. You know, what's my take on politicians trading stocks while they sit on influential boards? Insider trading? Yeah. Anything I can do about it? No. Do I really put too much thought into it? No, because I can't really do anything about it. So I don't really have any kind of 2 cents on that. Do I have any puts on Carvana? I do not have any puts on Carvana. Skylar's out here fishing today. Skylar's out here fishing. He's getting the fish. He's eating the fish today. Oh, you're just working on a paper? Yeah, I definitely think it's definitely, I would say, not fair, I guess. That, they have all this insider information. They sit on influential boards. They know, what policies are going into effect and stuff like that. That'll influence certain types of stocks. They have a leg up. They have an advantage over the average retail trader, which I think is BS personally. You can add that to the paper. But, not a lot we can do about it. It is what it is. So I'm still waiting to add here. I like how the volume's dying on off. I like momentum rolling over. I'm going to add. I'm going to do another add here on APPS. And now we want to see it crack back below 1550 and dump on down that $15 region. So we added here. We got a 1552 cost basis. My add was at 1561. And I'm going to play with this a little bit. You'll see me in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm going to work my position here. But right now I have, 50% of my desired position. And maybe I have a reason to add to 100%, which is about 2,500 shares. Nicholas, what do you mean? What's my biggest position? Like my biggest long-term position? Like my biggest long-term holding? Or my biggest day trade position? I only got one open position right now, and that's on APPS, and I'm running a 1,250 share position to the short side. Stops are nice and tight. I did add to it, but you may see me kind of like recycle my position a bit. There's the crack. That's the price action you want to see. Big sell order came through. I'm cool with holding it right now. You saw that massive sell order come through. I like it, right? You saw how it went from like 1560 to 1540 in the blink of an eye. Just a massive sell order. I like that. That to me is pretty good. And I do want to start to see that crack at 1550. They got bought back up pretty well, didn't it? That got bought back up pretty good. We're going to cut half that position and re-add closer to that 1577 because that got bought back up pretty good there. So we're just going to kind of limit the loss a little bit, reduce the risk. We're just going to kind of recycle that position a little bit, right? It's called recycling. That's what I call it. You're in a trade, you start a position, you add to it. You think you get a better add, you cut it, you re-add. You're just kind of recycling that position. I call it recycling or working my positions. Right? It's my ideal way of trading is just kind of working and recycling my positions in increments to build a really nice position at a good cost basis, little by little, especially at levels that I like. So right now we're looking for that crack on down here momentarily on APPS. Kill a Cat murdered the spy. Did she take the, did you get some calls? What's going on? I can't take my finger off the trigger right now, but fill me in, guys. Who's crushing it inside of chat right now? Say, kill a cat. Kill a Cat's killing it. I want to see some profits. I want to go over there and look. I'm talking about. The longer APPS sits here above that 1550, the less I like it. And so what I'm noticing on APPS is intraday short covering type of price action. I wouldn't say short squeeze, but I would say the type of price action that indicates shorts covering, which may make this really, really challenging to short. This is the first time that we've seen a lot of that price action that indicates we have a lot of shorts in this play, and you see them covering, which is going to make it hard for this to really dump on off, is what I have noticed. That candle right here, that right there was a clear indication of a lot of shorts being in this and them covering very quickly, right? That was a very key indication point there. If we continue to see that type of price action, I will not be into the short side on this because it's just going to be too challenging to make money to the short side. But right now, let's see. You see my hands are off the trigger. Right now, we're below 1550. I feel good. I got some breathing room. We know we have room down to 15. I got 50% of my position. Now I just let it develop, let it breathe a little bit. Patience with a capital P-A-Y. But the more we see it come down and shoot right back up, come down and shoot right back up, come down and shoot right back up, that intraday shorts covering kind of price action, the less I like it and the more inclined I am to get out. To just say, you know what? Let me take the paper cut. All right, let me take a small, teeny little loss. Little loss. Because guess what I could do? I could always get back into the trade, right? If I got into a trade because I liked it, and then 2 minutes later, I don't like the trade, you got to listen to your gut and your intuition. You don't like it for a reason, get out. What can you do if it sets back up in 2 more minutes? You can get right back into that trade if you really wanted to. So don't marry the stock. If you get in for a reason that you like and you don't like it a minute in, 2 minutes in, 5 minutes in, you no longer honestly like that trade, you're more than happy and more than welcome to walk away from that trade. But you're like, but Josh, what if I walk away from that trade for a small paper cut or break even, but then like 2 minutes later, it sets right back up and I like it again? Get back into the trade. Just get right back into the trade, right? Rinse and repeat until you actually are on the side of the trade that you expect to be on. And you may see me do that process here on APPS, where I got in, I added, right? Started to go up a little bit. I took that add off the table. It started to come back down. I re-added again. So you've already kind of seen me recycle my position a little bit, kind of work that position. And right now you're going to continue to see that. Like, I'm going to go ahead and take half off the table because we're starting to squeeze on up. Looking at the level 2, watching the tape, volume, we don't have any. Price action, shorts covering. But if we start to crack on back down, guess what? You're going to see me add to the position again. And I'm just working that position right now. I'm not really liking the short that much right now. So I may close this up for a small paper cut, because it looks like it wants to. But the only thing that keeps me in this is the volume and the momentum. I think that's the only thing that is keeping me in this small position is the volume not supporting the move higher and momentum fading on off. And how, we're pretty extended from that $15 level. So that's the only reason I'm still holding like 25% of my position. I'm going to add to it because that's looking like we could have a little bit of a double top. Stops are over 15.75. Yeah, it looks like it wants to break here. We may get out, probably get out, and look for a re-entry. Right? Get out, look for a re-entry. It looked fantastic. It wanted that drop that we were expecting. But again, halfway through the trade, what do we notice? Halfway through the trade, we notice that intraday short squeeze type of price action, right? That type of price action that indicates you got a lot of shorts here on this intraday, and it's going to be really hard to see the stock drop on off, right? So with that being said, that's why it's an exit. I take that as a nice little paper cut. And guess what? I'm still watching it because it could set back up again for another entry. You guys are up 36% on SPY calls. So am I just on the wrong opportunity of the day? Am I on the wrong? Yeah, I'm definitely on the wrong trade of the day, aren't I? SPY back into the demand, beautiful entries, right up to our 390 target. I'm glad you guys are crushing it. I guess that's all that matters, right? Who cares how much money I'm making? As long as you guys are making profits, that's all that matters. Let's see what we got here. Allen, 420 on the SPY call for the day. Get it. Juan, 133 on SPY calls. Love it. Catherine, 411 on SPY calls. Kill a cat coming in with some profits. Loving it. Allen, good job. Catherine, Juan, Skylar, Stir. Woo, you guys are on fire. Good job. Good job. We got Jorge, 36% over on YouTube. So we got a YouTuber right now up 36% on those SPY calls. That's what I'm talking about. Anybody else locking in some profits? A TikTok member made $800 on our SPY calls? Nuh-uh. Seriously? Hey, you just made $800 on your SPY calls? Woo. Oh, man, we got a hater on TikTok. There he goes, losing more money. Man, I feel bad for some individuals that realize you could have 50 losses in a row and one winner, and you're crushing it. That's so sad that people will dictate their success based on one trade. My goodness. Let's prove them wrong, guys. Let's prove them wrong. All right? Do it. Uh-oh, there he goes losing more money. Watch Josh make $1,000 on his next trade. What you got to say now? Woo. Man. That made me laugh. That made my day, actually. I feel like That made my day. I needed a good laugh. Whew, that was a great laugh there. But I want to make sure you guys are on top of it, okay? I want to make sure you guys are on top of it. So, supply zone, turn demand, great. Do we have any intraday zones that we need to pay attention to? All right, nice rip up. Not really the consolidation we're looking for, but here we go. Right there. Rip up, consolidation, breaking structure. So right here is a really, really low time frame demand zone. Right there. Right? So, break up, structure, consolidate, break higher. Now we're starting to come back into the zone. So let's see if this zone holds on up. And you can bring your support up too. I mean, it's pretty simple, right? You have prior resistance, you break and retest and move higher, and you also have that consolidation before breaking into a new high a day. So now you throw a downtrend here on the SPY. You wait for the SPY to come into this little black box, this zone. Right? Look at your price action. Look at your volume. If you have good price action, you had good volume, and then you start to break your downtrend, guess what? You play calls back up to high a day. Get a high day target. If the market comes down into our zone here, right? So we come down, you see good price action, right? And you start to make entries at the break of this downtrend, guess what? That's where you're long. Your stop loss is under that zone, right? Where's your target? High a day. You can clearly see you have 2 times your reward than your risk if it plays out just like this. If it comes beautifully into the zone and you start to break that downtrend, you have really tight stops underneath wherever that support level forms, and you have a high day target. Really simple strategy, really simple trade. You just got to be patient for it. So what do you do right now? You sit back and you be patient and wait for that opportunity to present itself. So you're looking for good price action between 388.50 and 388.90. Looking at the price action, see what it looks like here. Okay, if we have good volume and we ever start breaking this downtrend, you're playing calls back up to high a day. Okay, and your stop loss is going to be under wherever your support is formed. Be patient and optimistic if the price magically rises. I'm confused. All right. See the hat's on forward? Time to get serious. When the hat goes on like this, it's time to get serious. Game face on. Game face. Am I familiar with Fibonacci spirals? Stir? I am not familiar with Fibonacci spirals. Glad you didn't give up after your red day yesterday. Yeah, don't ever give up, right? I was down out of the gate too, Catherine. I was down 350 on Boeing. I walked away $700 on the day because I didn't let that one red trade get to me. Oh, there he goes again. Took a $350 loss on Boeing. Okay, what did I finish up my day? $700. So what now? I can't tell you how many days I start red and I end green. Is SPY in that zone? Now it comes down to price action, right? You see, that's what we can call. I mean, it's too short term. It's too short term. But we were looking for footprints, right? Another thing too, footprints, and that type of candle body close, open, push like that. That could be looked at as a really, really micro time frame IFP. They're called institutional footprints. You don't really see them too much intraday, especially on a 1 minute, because the 1 minute's just too noisy and choppy. But you can see those IFPs on your larger time frames when you're looking at supply and demand zones on 1 hour, 4 hour time frames, and you start to see those types of candles Those are called IFPs, institutional footprints. At those zones are very powerful. If you guys want, go and just type into Google institutional footprints, candlesticks, and it'll give you an idea of what those are. 1 minute, again, it's really noisy. It's really noisy. But I don't even have my Fidelity account open, so I'm going to miss the trade on the SPY, but I like it. You want to see good price action in this zone, and then you want to start to see a break of the downtrend. That's it. Good price action in the zone. Okay, break your downtrend. You play calls back to high a day. Stops are under whatever the low is. So if this is your low before the break of the downtrend, okay, your stop's just go underneath that low. All right, that's the best way to trade it. IFP, institutional footprints. Yep. So again, it's really hard on these 1 minute time frames. But it's, larger time frames, strong moves. Let's say you're on a 1 hour time frame and you see a massive drop. That's what your candle looks like. It just comes straight down and drops. And then you see that next candle open and just go right back up, right? That could be looked at as an institutional footprint when you compare it with volume, supply demand, support resistance, Fibonacci retracement zones, ideally on higher time frames. And that's why I saw that right there is look how we came straight down in that zone and straight back out of the zone. It was like in, out, boom, boom, right? Now on a higher time frame, that would be looked at as an IFP, an institutional footprint. But again, it's a 1 minute, so it's hard. APPS, I'm still watching this one right now to see if we ever have a reason to get back into this. GCT above 6, volume moved in. So GCT right now is slowly working its way up. Did anybody grab any GCT? I know you probably didn't intraday because the volume looks like crap, but that daily looked fantastic. Curious if anybody grabbed GCT. Does everybody understand now why we wait for breaks and retests? Everybody said HUDI is going to the moon. I don't think anybody said that, but I'm sure there was some kind of group out there saying HUDI to the moon, buy it over 10. And we say, no. Wait for the break, wait for the retest. Wait for the break, then the retest. We're not in a breakout kind of market. Don't buy the breakout. Wait for the breakout. Wait for the retest. Does that make sense now? Why we wait for breaks and retests in crummy markets? Like penny stock market sucks. This is what it is. So do you understand the importance, I guess, of waiting for a stock to actually break and retest in this type of market and why we're not actually trading the breakout itself in this type of market? As long as that makes sense, that's all that matters. I want to make sure that you guys understand in this type of market why we're waiting for the break and the retest and not actually taking the breakout itself. All comes down to market conditions. Yeah, I'm waiting for a short. Like I'm still convinced on the short with APPS. I don't like to be biased or anything like that. But, the more I look at this, the more I, definitely see the short coming. I just don't know when, obviously. But I see the short coming. And we're going to nail it. That's all I know is we're going to nail the short when it presents itself. When I see a reason to get short, I get short. Endless education. Oh, God, I'm telling you. All day, every day, baby. Right? Not only are we live trading, yeah, endless education. And you guys are able to take that education, apply it in the market, and guess what? Make money. Right? You take the education, you apply it, you make 420 on the SPY. You make 133. You make 411. Skylar's out here fishing the day. Right? He's fishing, baby. I love it. Throw me a bone. All right? But yeah, I love it, guys. Keep up the good work. If you guys are on the fence and close to a profitable day or close to a trade, what are you looking at? All right, what ticker is it? What stock is it? Do you need help? I can dissect it, do some due diligence on it, right? Let's help you build a plan. I want to see you guys making some money. So if you're like that close and you think you have a trade right around the corner, let me know what that ticker is and let's review it. And let's see if you do have a trade. And if so, let's get you prepared on that trade and let's help you make some money. It's 1021. 1021 in the market. We may have something right here on APPS. Possible double top, crack of the trend line with divergence. I want to see a high a day here. I want to see a false breakout into a high a day with this divergence. Oh, I'm shorting this. 100%. A false breakout over high a day with this potentially confirmed divergence here. And that type of price action would absolutely make me want to short the crap out of this. Nope, not the right price action. I'm probably going to get out of this one right at break even. Got to come right back below 16. I took a false breakout through high a day, but it's not moving. That's not the right kind of price action. Time and sales, level 2 time and sales. That's all I'm doing right now. Nope, not the right price action. Let's see. Come on. Sell off, baby. Sell off. Crack that 16. Give us that false breakout over 16. Crack on down. We got a 16.11 cost basis. Drop below 16 and get funky with it. Drop below 16 and get funky with it. It's got to go below 16 for this to be a false breakout. Rejection. It has to go back below 16 like this candle or the next candle to be a confirmed false high day breakout with that divergence. If not, stops or break even right now. Got to keep it nice and tight on these. But see, it's not the right kind of price action. Price action's everything. So I'm keeping my stop at break even here because, again, if it pops over high day, it's not my trade. Right now, it's still my trade, especially if this candle falls below 16. There we go. There's the 16 crack. Stops are still break even. How low can we go? Is that a song? How low can you go? How low can you go? How low can you go? Who's that by? I don't even know. I just need to get a stream deck and I have those buttons to where like I can play those. I can just push a button. How low can you go? How low can you go? And then when stocks just go flying, I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. Every now and then, I spread my wings. Just like that. All right, let's take a little bit here. Again, that short squeeze, price action, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to hold a little bit more. Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of that potential. Okay, I'm out. I'm out. Cool. Can't sing R. Kelly no more. Why did I get out quick on that drop? Start to see that price action that indicates shorts covering. Price action indicating shorts covering. So I'm going to get out. I loved it though. Divergence, false breakout, but there's still something with the stock that I'm seeing that you have like shorts covering intraday. You have that type of price action that I'm going to take my profits. So I'm reset on the day, right? Break even. So I'm at 159 green on the day. Where's that guy at that said, oh, you lost on a trade? What about that one? Where's that guy at? You banned him? I wanted him here. I wanted to prove a point, a good point, a valuable point. Like, hey, you can't judge your success based on one trade or 10 trades. You got to base your success over the series of 100 trades. Hey, that's it. Just getting on base, right? Like the short, didn't work out. Cut it quick. Like the short, it worked out. Take profits quick. I still think there's another good short right around the corner, guys. So I'm still watching APPS. It's easy to borrow. And I still think we have a good, bigger short. Not 20 cents, but like a big short right around the corner. I'm missing everything today on the SPY. I'm missing every trade on the SPY. My goodness. Everything. Are you guys crushing it? Look at that. Look at that price action in that zone. Look at that break. You got so close to high a day. So close to high a day. You got to take profits into these moves, guys. Right? You have series of targets, and that's my bad for not saying you have 2 targets here. I said high day target, stops underneath the low, but you still got to take profits at your lower highs. So like you did have a first target here of 390, and you did have a second target at high a day. And that's my bad for saying your target's a high a day. So next time around, if you're breaking a downtrend coming off lower highs, you do have multiple targets, and your multiple targets are the lower highs. But you still have a great trade down here at like 389, so you're still in the green on the SPY. You can base your success off one lotto winner. Yeah, especially if you live in California, right? Getting raped on 80% taxes. $1 billion, you get a gallon of milk. Congratulations on winning the lottery in California. You get a gallon of milk. $4.99. In California, it's probably $18.88. Gallon of milk. Let's get it. All right. We are crushing it. We are doing just fine. How many trades did we have on the SPY? We had our first trade, and we just had our second trade. And you guys are getting ready to get second target, just so you know. Stops are break even now. Just so you're fully aware, you hit your first target. Your stops are now break even on your calls. Your second target's high a day. And if you want to leave a runner, your runner's probably going to take you to 393. Your runner's going to take you right around 393 if you're going to leave a runner here on this. But you still look great. You're still fine. Stops are break even, though, on SPY. I think you just upset Scott, Matt. I think that's still a touchy subject, and I think it's too soon to be talking about crypto and FTX. Scott usually has emojis and exclamation points in his messages, right? You can hear the tone of voice. And I definitely feel like it's a little too early to be talking about crypto and FTX. Scott, I apologize. It won't happen again, sir. All right. Who's with us over on YouTube right now? Give me a count. Raise your hand. I don't know. Give me an emoji. Say yes. Who's with me right now over on YouTube? Who's learning something new today? Who's making money? Who's finding some value in this stream? Check in with me. What's going on? Johnny, are you over in penny stock land, bro? Are you in penny stock land? If so, let's look at your trades. Number one, I can review your trades for you. And let's even see if you should be in penny stock land today. Why? It's just penny stocks have been tough. Rolling. Yeah. Zach, making money. Loving the stream. Rolling. Deuces. What's up, bro? Yeah, if you want, at 11 o'clock, I'm more than happy to review your trades with you. I'm more than happy to review your trades with you, bro. BWV. Yeah, we'll look at those around 11 o'clock. We may have something here on the SPY. We're starting to see a lot of selling pressure move in right back into that demand zone. But let's see what price action looks like. I don't think this is a long. Personally, I think you see this. Again, this is a lot of predicting, but I like to get an idea of what we could see and already have a plan built. I think we start to crack out of the zone, down the VWAP, bounce off VWAP, back into that zone. We start thinking about puts. And then we see the flush back down into this zone. That's what I think could happen. And that's what I would want to see happen for me to take a short position. What do we do here? Do we lose that zone? Fantastic. We know it's probably going to come down the VWAP and bounce back into that zone. And if we start to fall back out of it, that's where we look to grab puts and we take it back into that next zone. And then stops are just really nice and tight, right? Stops are nice and tight. That's what I would like to see. But again, anything can happen because there's some decent price action right at that level. That's it. We have like 30, 40 viewers, but we only got... oh, okay. So, guys, make sure your live stream says live. Make sure your live stream is set to live to make sure there's no delay. I missed the short on APPS. Did you guys grab a short for the crack of the trend line? If you did, good job. Nice rejection off high a day, crack of the trend line. That was a great short. If you guys were watching that, I got a little sidetracked on the SPY there, but it's okay. I'm not here to make money. I'm here to make you guys money or help you make money. If I make money in the process, fantastic. But yeah, it was a good short on APPS if you were on top of that, paying attention to it for the crack of that trend line. All right, stocks that you see that have potential. Now's your chance. Hit me with them. All right, any penny stocks that you're watching that you think have great potential. I honestly think the SPY's going to fall out of the zone, guys. I personally think we can see the SPY fall out of the zone down to the VWAP. But I don't have my options account open today. For some reason, I just don't feel confident to trade options. It sounds weird, right? You ever have a day where you're on fire, you're focused, you're zoned in, and you're just on top of it? But you're just like, maybe I don't want to trade options today. That's kind of how I am. I don't really want to trade options. I just want to trade equities today for some reason. I don't know. I want to keep my focus on one thing, and I think my focus today is just purely on equities. But what can we do? We can take a look at the Qs. Yeah, I have a feeling today that I only want to trade equities. Like, do I want to trade options? Yes. I made like $1,200 yesterday. But there's just something inside is just like, yeah, just trade your equities, man. Like SQQQ, long for the QQQ short. I'm really liking that price action. I'm going to start a position on SQQQ. My stops are if the Qs pop over this high. If we see the Qs pop over that high here and we don't just dump, that's my stop on SQQQ. But I like the price action. I'm really basing a lot of this on the price action and what we just saw on the SPY, which we're going to see the markets really correlate with one another. We see the SPY lose that zone. We're going to see the Qs come down the VWAP as well. Pretty close to it. So I'm going to start a small position on SQQQ as I'm thinking we're going to start to see the Qs come down closer to that VWAP. And I'm starting a position because it may be early, right? So why am I not 1,000 shares in? I may be like a couple candles early. But if I'm not a couple candles early, guess what? I at least have some skin in the game. I like trading that way. If I see a setup and I see an opportunity and I think it could happen now, I'm going to take a small position, but so small to where if it is a little too early, I can walk away for a paper cut. $10, $20. But when I nail it, a few hundred. So watching the price action here. This has got to be the one that cracks down. This has got to be the one that cracks on down. If not, we're going to take a little tight paper cut, but we got to start to see that drop on off on this candle. This is the candle that makes the move. There we go. There's your move. There's your move. Low a day. Not low day, below this low. I'm down to the VWAP. What do we got? 250 shares. We're going to scale out here in increments. We got 500 shares. We're going to cover. Oh, crap. I just bought more. I forgot. Okay, I got to sell. Man, I'm a dummy. I added to my position, so I forgot I was long on SQQQ. I'm looking at the Qs, I'm thinking I'm short, so I'm like, all right, cool, I need a cover, so I bought. I'm on an inverse ETF, Josh. Come on now. You got to sell your position? 200 shares at 5104 as a runner. 250 shares at 51.04 long, SQQ. As a runner, I'm looking for the Qs down at VWAP. But my runner is break even. I want to see this flush below this prior low. I want to see the Qs crack below those two lows and then drop to the VWAP. And that's where we're going to take our final bit of profit here on the QQQ short, which I'm just trading SQQQ long. There it is. That's what you want to see. Now we let those profits just add up a little bit. We're going to wait for the Qs down at VWAP. I mean, the quicker the better, Qs. You know, if you just want to drop the dollar in like a minute, I would appreciate it. I know I talk about patience, but sometimes, you know, you just want to lock in your profits. I'm going to take a little bit more. I'm going to add another 129 to it. It's a small trade, very teeny weeny. I messed up a couple times. I'm just very all over the place, obviously. I'm looking at QQQ short, but I'm long SQQQ, and a couple times I added to my position, not cover. So, or not sell, thinking I was short, not long on an inverse ETF, but we're good. Off that, nice little lower high, curling on over, grab the short, take a quick profit on it. I'll jump right back in. Kyle's killing it with some QQQ puts. 95. Hey, get it, buddy. Was that the trade that we just took here, Kyle? Was that the put position for that quick drop on down? You locked in profits quick? If so, good trade there. Way to lock in your profits quick, too. If you have a runner, your runner's going to take you to VWAP on those QQQ puts. That was the trade? Good job, buddy. I like it. Do you understand why we took the trade? I always want to make sure, like, I want to say congratulations. You made money. Way to get it. Good job. Do you know why we took the trade? You know the reason, like the technicals to back up the trade. If you do, then right on. I'm doing my job right. Yeah, Kyle, he has been just quietly killing options. Like quietly dominating options. Good job, man. You're getting really close to VWAP target. SPY, same thing. You came into that zone. You consolidated. You're cracking below. So we're starting to really see this play out the way we want. So here's how I think the SPY plays out now. Down to VWAP. Bounce. Back into demand as supply. And then you start to get a new zone of accumulation, of consolidation. Still in your bigger zone, but you form a new zone. And then you start cracking out below it. And that's when I believe you come through and crack that VWAP and come back down the low a day. I'll say that again. Right? So far, it's working out exactly the way we expected it. Right? Into our zone. Falling below the zone. Okay? It's actually coming back up a little sooner. We may readjust, but yeah, we're going to readjust because I was expecting VWAP, then back into that zone, and then the leg lower. But see how we just broke out and we're coming right back in? We actually may rebound up here. Because what we see here is we have our zone. But what is this? This is what we call manipulation. This is stop hunting, where we have that period of consolidation, right? In this case, it's our demand zone. Stop hunting, false move, manipulation, whatever we want to call it, instantaneously back into that zone, and then we start to rally on up. So that's what we could be seeing, because I was expecting down to the VWAP and then come back into the zone. Well, it just snapped back into that zone pretty much instantaneously. So right now we want to just kind of think or flip our thinking for this minute long, right? Just for now. It's all about price action. But since it just fell out and then snapped right back in, right, we want to switch our thinking to long. thinking that, hey, we're going to see that accumulation and then move on up. That this right here was probably just a false move. Stop hunting, right? Hunting those stop orders, liquidity. That's your zone right here, guys. And that's what I was thinking, you know, is if we really fell hard here to the VWAP and then bounced back in, I like that to the short, right? But it was quick. It was break out, snap back in. You want to play calls here. And you see that good price action. You fall out, you snap right back in, and now you're starting to see momentum tick up with price above the zone. Yeah, that's an indication of calls. Absolutely. If you like scalping the market, right? Like these are some nice scalps, right? Back into the zone, you snap back into it, boom, you scalp it for 50 cents. Because we're also looking at supply demand on a 1 minute, right? So we're really, really zoomed into the lowest of the lowest time frame. And we're trading supply demand zones on the 1 minute. Those are scalps, right? If we're looking at 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, those are those longer trades, right? Where we're looking for longer periods of accumulation, right? 5 minute, 15, 30 minute. Those are those longer duration trades, okay? When we're really looking at like a 1 minute time frame, really identifying supply demand zones and price action, these are scalps, right? We're looking to scalp it. Like you would have just scalped the SPY there. It came out of your zone, right? That gray box, that was our zone from back here, right? That was our zone for our calls. And we're just going to call these zones. We're going to call these zones. You see, we found a move up through high a day. We consolidated, broke structure, and moved higher. So we have this zone right here. So we come down into the zone, have good price action, break the downtrend. We play calls. Back into the zone, we're waiting. Right? Because this is like the third time we've come back into the zone. The first time, the second time, it's good. Third time, we start to lose these zones. So we're looking, right? Right here on this red candle, we lost the zone. We fell out of the zone. But on the very next candle, we snapped right back into that zone. So this right here is very clear manipulation. That right there is manipulation. That is what we call stop hunting, right? So back into this demand zone, lose the demand zone. So what does this do? Stopping out longs, bringing in shorts. That's liquidity. And then you see it snap right back into that zone instantaneously. Boom. You get your follow through. You get your quick scalp. So why did our thought process change that quickly? How did our thought process go? Lose the zone to the VWAP, back into the zone for a put. Like, what was the big differentiator between idea number one and this new idea that we just built within like seconds? Well, idea number one was a break out of that zone, and then it slowly come back into it, and then we take our puts for the drop on down. So what was the biggest differentiator? The only thing that differentiated those two things was this right here. A drop out of the zone and a snap back into the zone instantaneously. That completely took me from down to the VWAP into the zone for puts. This was a false move, right? This was manipulation, snapping back into the zone instantaneously. That's a quick long position for a quick scalp with calls. Does that make sense, guys? I hope it makes sense. We do have a lesson today planned, prepared around support, or not support resistance, supply and demand. But hopefully that makes sense. You know, how we have an idea, right? Idea number one, and how we completely changed that idea within 1 minute based on the price action, based on, you know, the type of movement that we saw here on the SPY, and why we went from puts and then immediately we're going to play calls. We got to play calls. Does that make sense? I hope so. HUDI needs to break $10 before it does anything. Right? HUDI needs to break $10 before it does anything. We got more profits in chat. Well, at first I knew it was overextended, then rejected off the 9 and rejected off the downtrend. Good job, Kyle. Well done, buddy. I'm glad that it made sense to you. Right now, if you guys are playing your calls, you're just trimming. You're taking profit. You're up a point. You're up a full point. So that means you're up your delta. If you got a 30 delta, you're up $30 a contract. If you at a 40 delta, you're up $40 a contract. If you got 10 contracts, you're up $400 on a quick scalp in the last 5 minutes. You're done. Or you're out. You're taking your profits and you're running. Why? Well, you're back into this downtrend. Look at your downtrend here. You're right back into your downtrend. You're out of that long. You're done. You got in right here. You're up a point. You got your delta. You're done now. You're out. You're taking your profits. Good job. Good trade. In my opinion, you're out because you're right at that downtrend. You want to leave a runner, leave a runner. So do we have any questions right now, guys? I know I've been talking a lot today, which is good because there's a lot of value bombs being dropped. I mean, a lot of education. I mean, I think this live stream in itself is extremely educational. Like, you can go back and watch this live stream over and over and just pick it apart. There was just so much being thrown out there, guys. But never hesitate. If you guys do have any questions, please let me know. Is there anybody on YouTube that wants to join? If so, I'm going to drop you guys that discount, that coupon. If you want to join and show you guys how you get signed up. If you guys are like, yep, I'm sold. I made some money. I learned something new today. You're on fire. I want to learn from you. I want to join your private community. Let me know, and I'll show you exactly how to get signed up. And you can join right now. We would love to work with you. Corey, that VWAP bounce is also third touch trend line. Oh, on the spot. Yep. Looking at that trend line. Right around VWAP. But we never got down that low, which is unfortunate. But it was a nice move there on the SPY. Was that 3 for 3? Now, trade 1, beautiful. Trade 2, decent. Trade 3, pretty good. Not too bad. Oh, and one other thing for you guys inside of chat. All right. So after a couple of weeks of discussing this behind closed doors, I was able to convince, it was pretty hard. It took me a couple of weeks. I was able to convince Matt to host some one-on-one sessions with anybody that's interested inside of the community to talk about investing, to talk about options, to talk about futures, to talk about anything that he brings a load of value to the table with. So at first, again, it just took a lot of convincing, right? But we were able to find some time throughout these days during the week away from trading that if anybody is interested in having the opportunity to book a session privately with Matt to, again, talk about options, talk about futures, private training. Again, really good stuff here. Just shoot me an email, all right? And we'll be more than happy to pass your details over to Matt, find a good time that works for you guys, and get something officially set up. But I just want to say, Matt, we appreciate it. Thank you for working with me over the last couple of weeks and finding that time throughout your days to offer just your skill set and your knowledge and this value to the trading community. So again, guys, if you're interested in booking a private one-on-one session with Matt, again, give me an email, josh@alphadaytrading.com. You know where to send me an email. And I'll be able to send you guys over the details as far as the length, price, where it's going to be hosted, Zoom, whatever the case is, to make sure you have all the details. Make a good decision. We'll get you on the books with it. And again, it's going to be great for you to learn something brand new, right, about anything. He brings so much education and so much wisdom and value to the table that it's going to be an amazing time for you guys, right? But just let me know. Rolex, hey, bro, I'd like to join your team. I have a couple of questions. Yeah, shoot, go for it. Again, I'm not taking my eyes off the market, team, just so you guys know, right? We don't have a trade right now at this point in time. We've had 3 for 3 on the SPY. Right? If I see another trade, believe me, I'm going to throw you guys on it. We're going to get you prepared. We're going to make it happen. Okay? All right. But if anybody does have any questions, go ahead and shoot. Let me know. We'll officially be diving into a lesson here at 11 o'clock, or we're going to review Johnny's trades if he wants. So one of the two, lesson, or we're going to review member trades today inside of chat, because that's value in itself. Rolex, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Those types of questions, I don't really answer. And honestly, that's not really what the mindset should be. I don't want you to take that the wrong way whatsoever. We would love to work with you. But if your first question is, how profitable are you? You're asking the wrong question. And I don't think you're yet ready to join our private community. And that's just me being honest. I don't want you to join if that's your first question. Okay? So please don't take that the wrong way. I like having you here on YouTube. You need to learn more about me, who we are, how profitable I am, because I live stream my P&L every single day. I call out my trades like you've seen. But unfortunately, I've worked with individuals in the past. That was their first question, and it just never worked. And I only want to work with the individuals that are ready to take their trading to the next level, that realize the value that I bring to the table. So I've shown my metrics before. I've posted my yearly P&L statements on social media. It does no value to the trading community, and it does not separate me compared to anybody else. Those guys that say they make $1 million a year, congratulations to them. But how much money is their team making? So I'm not going to sit here and brag and boast about my profits, Rolex. I'm going to brag and boast about my team's profits, because that's truly what matters. If I make $1 million and you make 0, who cares? If you make $1 million and I make 0, fucking well done, right? So what I care about are member profits. You see my P&L. I made $289 today. That's it. Kyle, you made some profits. Well done. Alan, 420. Juan, 133. Catherine, 411. Skylar, well over $1,000 on the day. That's what matters. Not my profits, their profits, because that means I'm doing something right. I'm focused on them. I'm helping them identify opportunities. I'm educating them to where they can take these trades to make this money. That's all that matters. So I appreciate the question. Please don't take my response the wrong way, but that's just me being honest and giving you the response I feel like I should give you. So right now, we've had 3 for 3 on the SPY, right? In demand zone number 1, beautiful trade, right? Coming back into this demand zone, short term, nice little pop for a scalp. And then we just had this one. Right now, we're really not touching the SPY. We're going to wait to see what it does. It needs to break structure. So it needs to break high a day. And then we could start looking for new zones to base future trades off of. Or we come back down into this zone and we just see what price action looks like at that point in time. All right. So right now there's no trades. Right now we have to wait for either A, a new high a day, and then we get new zones to base future trades off of, or B, be patient and wait for this to come back down into this zone here. And then again, see what the price does, what price action looks like, and then go from there at that time. But there's no reason to be getting involved right here. You're already 3 for 3 on the day. Trade 1, green. Trade 2, green. Trade 3, green. All right, you're sitting at a 100% win rate today. You're already in the profit, right? Have you hit your goal? If so, you're done for the day. Go enjoy your day. Enjoy those profits. Hey, Josh, what trading platform do you use? I missed opportunity today at the open due to crumb internet connection and lag in Fidelity. Fidelity does lag a lot, Eric. I use Fidelity for options. It does lag a lot. It can be frustrating at times. It is what it is. I use Lightspeed for equities. I use Fidelity for options. I use NinjaTrader for futures. So I use Fidelity for options, Lightspeed for equities, and NinjaTrader for futures. Fidelity, it's good. The fills are fantastic. I like the platform, but it does lag at times, which is the downfall. But it happens. That would make sense. Yeah, I'll be waiting with you. No confidence plays right now. No confident plays, Ethan. Yeah, if you're not confident in a play, you take your finger off the trigger, baby. That's it. Get up and walk away if you have to. If you feel the urge to take a trade, you feel like you're going to force something, but you're not confident in anything, walk away from your computer for a couple minutes. Just walk away. Come back in a better mindset, knowing that you need to be patient with a capital P-A-Y. So right now, I don't see any other trades. I'm up $300. Nothing crazy. Teeny, but profit. GCT was a good one. Slow, really, really slow. No intraday volume, but it was a good trade. Rolex, I just thought that if you are charging for something, you need to provide proof that you know what you're saying, and also to know if it even works for you. Oh, absolutely. I post a lot of free education on YouTube. I go live on TikTok every single morning for 45 minutes. I go live on YouTube every single morning for 45 minutes, and I go live 1 day a week. So this right here, this session is proof in its own. Member profits, that's proof in its own. Right? Even if I made no money today, 3 for 3 on the SPY, 1 for 2 on APPS, 1 for 1 on GCT, and that's it. And then member profits are proof in its own. So again, I don't brag and boast about my profits, man. That's the only thing that's different with me and then everybody else in the community, in the trading world, is they just brag about the profits. I don't brag about my profits. I'm not going to sell you on how good I can do, because my success does not directly influence your success. So that's why we're not glamorous, I guess. That's why we don't have 10,000 members, because I'm not going to sell you on the hype and my profits. I'm going to show you how we're different in real time. You can see like, okay, I get it. And then I'm going to show you member profits and how they've been able to succeed in the market. So new high a day. What's the idea now? Let's go see. Again, that's what I would say, is that's proof in its own. 3 for 3 on the SPY, all broken down live, not just alerted, but alerted with education. I would say alerted with education, a quality alert. So right now we need to see what it does here. So it either A needs to consolidate and break high a day, and then we can start game planning. But right now it's a little too early here on the SPY. Exactly. That's what I would say. Zach hit it on the head. Just keep attending, keep watching until you see the value, right? We're a business. We make money. Like, I mean, there's no shame in that. We're a business and we make revenue. Do we reinvest our revenue into our business? Absolutely. Are we the only trading community that actually spent tens of thousands of dollars on a platform? Yeah. Do we use Discord? Nope. Do we reinvest into the platform, into our members? Yep. Right? Are we recruiting and hiring coaches? Yep. Do we have people on payroll? Yep. We're a business. And there's no shame in saying, hey, we're a business. We make revenue because we provide value in exchange. So someone gives me $1, I provide them with education so they can make $10. The person that gave me $1 for the education to go make $10, they're happy because they've learned something, they have a skill set, and now they can go make $10. And they only paid $1 to gain that knowledge, to acquire that skill set. So me as a business, I feel great because I made $1, but I've also helped that person go figure out how to make money and completely change their life. So am I ashamed to be a business? Am I ashamed to provide value and education to the trading community to help hundreds and thousands of traders find success in the market? I am not. Am I ashamed that we make money? Nope. Because that gives me more spending power to reinvest into this amazing community, to bring people onto the payroll, to bring on coaches, to develop further, right? Not ashamed whatsoever. So again, I appreciate the questions, but we're getting a little off topic. I do apologize, team inside the chat. There were good questions, genuine questions, but now it's just, I feel the questions have been answered to the best of my ability. And, future questions that really pertain to that are just not, valuable. And I want to make sure we're not missing opportunities. Have we missed anything? No, we haven't. We haven't really missed anything but the SPY yet. We're just kind of sitting back and waiting to see what we have going on. And here's what I'm seeing is we have this leg up consolidation, breakout of consolidation, but we're back down at this point in time. So here's a zone here, right there. You see that zone? This leg up, consolidation, break out of the zone, broke structure, but we fell right back into the zone. That's not good, right? That was a false move, false breakout, manipulation, stop hunting, right? Hunting the stops of short sellers, short seller, short seller, short seller, hunting the stops of short sellers, providing liquidity. Watch your price action here, but I believe you have a put contract right around the corner. Depending on your price action here, okay, I believe you have a put contract down towards around that demand zone, this zone down here, okay? Stops would be over high a day. You're looking to get involved in this zone, depending on price action, okay? And then your target's going to be down here around that green line. But I would say with 80% confidence, this is a put, not a call. And then you can see a pattern as well, Ethan. So when you can mix in supply, demand, support, resistance, patterns, indicators, right? It really helps validate your trade. Absolutely. So what else are you noticing as well? You're also noticing a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Absolutely. Right? You also see the stock making a higher high, right? Do you guys see that? How the SPY made a higher high? Here's a high, right? Here's a high, higher high, but look at your momentum indicator at the same points, right? Divergence. So you see high a day divergence, a high a day, but you have verified divergence. You have a head and shoulders formation after you just indicated this is a pretty damn strong supply zone because you had your false move. That's what makes it strong is your false move, right? You have your zone drawn up. You guys see your zone. Here's your zone. Okay. You got confirmation. This was a zone right here. So here's your low. Here's your high of this consolidation. Here's your break. But you see how we came right back into the zone instantaneously. This right here was what you call stop hunting right there. Hunting stops, manipulation. When you see that type of price action back into a zone, you really start to stack the probabilities of a winning trade in your favor. And that's why I said with 80% confidence, I see the puts versus calls here. Am I wrong? I don't know. Am I right? I don't freaking know. All I know is there's probably 4 separate reasons that indicate a short versus a long, a put versus a call. At least 4. 80% probabilities that it goes in our favor. 20% probabilities that it stops us out. You got to be willing to lose money in the market to make money. Okay? If you weren't willing to lose money in the market to make money, let's be real. You would have never taken this trade and made money. You would have never taken this trade and made money. You would have never taken this trade and made money. Right? But if you're willing to lose money to make money, you just made money. You just made money. You just made money. You may lose here. You may lose on this trade. That's okay. You gotta be willing to lose money to make money. And even if you lost on this trade and you took the other 3, guess what your win rate is? 75%. 75%. You won 3 trades and you lost 1. And this loss would be minimal compared to your 3 winners. So I like it. It all comes down to price action. So what's the price action look like here? Right? If the SPY starts dropping, guess what's going to happen? The Qs are going to start dropping. If the Qs start dropping, guess what's going to happen? SQQQ is going to go up. So I'm going to trade SQQQ long right here. All right? Without even looking at SQQQ, if the SPY starts dropping, I know the Qs start dropping, and I know SQQQ goes up. So I buy SQQQ. I'm going to start getting in. Stops over this level. So I'm going to take a starter position here. Stops are going to be at 390.44. 390.44 stops. I know it said over high a day, but I'm putting my stop over the right shoulder. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. I'm putting my stop right over my entry. My entry was right here. My stop's over this right shoulder. And we're going to play it on down into this next zone. So my entry is right here, pretty much at resistance. And my stop is maybe a few cents above. I feel like I nailed that entry. I like that price action. That feels nice. Again, entry right there. Well, it's actually on the other side. Stop loss right there. That's it. Going down, 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 down. Oh, is that the song? Again, Rolex, that's another prime example. And hopefully everything that I said answered your questions, number one. Number two, you've seen 4 winning trades back to back with education behind all of them. I don't know what else you need to see to feel confident that you're going to get the education that you need to be successful like our members inside of chat. That's it. You're going to get this every single day, Monday through Friday. And you get that every single day, Monday through Friday, guess what? You're going to start seeing profits like traders inside of chat, right? I mean, what did Alan said? And what I made just this morning has paid for about 4 months. That's amazing. That's awesome stuff. Absolutely freaking love it. Do we have any other profits in chat? Nope, still Kyle's last one. Go ahead and throw up your profits, guys. Let's shout out some members inside of chat. Alan, again, good job, 420. Good profit too, man. Stir's over here like 420. What? 420? I'm kidding, Stir. I love you. Catherine 411, Skylar crushing it. Good job, guys. And we're still holding the puts or the short on the SPY down to this zone here. Stops are still at the same place. Stops are right above that high. So right there's your stops. And we got an entry right there. There was our entry. And our stop is going to be right there. And our target is going to be way down here. If you want to take profits quick, you can. And there's nothing wrong with taking profits, especially on a drop like that. You can take profits. If you like to get in, have a stop, have a target, and actually let the trade develop and hit your target or hit your stop and, honor your plan, right? Then honor your plan. It's up to you. You're either a scalper to where you're going to find setups like this and scalp it quickly, or you want to see the entire trade develop. So you get in here, hard stop with a target, and now you just wait. You're one of 2 traders. Scalp it, which you literally would have scalped that for 75 cents, which would have been nice on an options contract. Or you're going to wait for the thing to come down to your next zone before you take profit. That's it. What kind of trader are you? Both styles are profitable. Both styles are great styles to trade. You just got to ask yourself, what do you want to do? Matt likes scalping. I'm a little bit of both. I'm allowed to let a stock breathe. I'm okay with letting it breathe and develop. 50-50. Right? Some traders will just completely let the thing breathe. Right? Matt likes to take those profits quick. I don't blame him. I'm 50-50. Some trades I want to take quick. Some trades I want to let develop and breathe. That's it. But I think we're good right now. I think we get our zone. I think we get our target, guys. I mean, it looks like we get it. You can go risk-free if you want. I think you have enough breathing room now to where you can actually go stop at break even. If you want, go risk-free on the trade. Stop at break even. Ethan said, called it, nailed it. You saw the head and shoulders, and we were able to back that up with price action and that zone here that we had drawn up and the type of price action we saw through this zone. So yeah, being able to back that up with a pattern being able to back that up with supply, demand, support, resistance, price action goes a long way, man. Goes a long way versus just trading the pattern itself. Yeah, good job. You called it for sure. Like it. That's the voice of an angel. You like that? Josh can do a lot of stuff, but sing ain't one of them. Hey, man. I believe I can. Not when my voice is done, dude. My voice is out. My voice sucks. It's brutal. So there's break even. It's still technically bearish under this downtrend. It's still technically bearish under this downtrend, guys. And if you were, you know, and again, if you're on an option, your stop could have been hit already on the option. Your break even could have been hit. So again, there's no right or wrong way to trade, right? There's no right or wrong way. If you're the trader that wants to take profits quick, you would have made profit on this trade. If you're the one that wants it to develop, this would have been a loser. But on the one that would have developed and hit your target, it would have been a substantial winner, right? You let this develop, substantial winner. You let this develop all the way, loser. You let this develop, substantial winner. You let this develop, loser. So you'd have been 50-50 on these 4 trades today if you were a more patient, let it develop type of trader. You'd been 50-50. If you're a scalper, you're winning, you're winning, you're winning, and you're winning. So sometimes it pays to scalp the market. You see, you know, maybe better consistency with your trades, a higher win ratio. I don't know. But let's be real. If you would have held this trade and not scalped it, your profits would have been massive, right? If you would have held this trade versus scalp it, your profits would have been massive. This would have broke you even. This would have broke you even. So you're still extremely profitable. Even at a 50% win rate, letting the trade fully develop until your targets hit, you would have still been extremely profitable, right? If you would have scalped it, you would still be very profitable. There's no right or wrong way to trade. It's just whatever works best for you. No one has an issue paying university tuition. No, yeah. If you want an education, you don't have a problem going to a university and paying a tuition. Yeah, you're gonna pay 6 figures. Yeah, I'm just thinking. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna probably pay 6 figures to be able to go make 6 figures a year working for somebody else, or you can pay maybe a few grand and never work for anybody else and have the potential to make 6 figures. I mean, I'm fucking taking the work for myself, not 40 hours a week. 3 grand of tuition, not 100 grand of tuition. And I got to do this for 2 hours a day and make just as much money working for myself. Count me in. Too good to be true? Yeah, sounds like it. But I mean, when you really think about it, you can be up and running, crushing it in 3 years. $1,000 a year. That's 3 grand. Or go to college for 4 years and be $100,000 in debt to go work for somebody and have to ask them when you can take a vacation and if you can go to your kid's birthday party, right? Like, come on. That's definitely the type of news that will get the markets a-moving. Russia says its troops have begun pulling out of the strategic Ukrainian city of Kherson in what could mark a turning point in the war. That right there is the type of news that could move the markets. Ethan, am I still holding? No, I got out of that trade. I got out. Honestly, guys, I'm not even focused with my own trading today. I'm more focused on educating you guys. If you haven't been able to tell, I'm more focused on education in the live market and helping you find trades versus me trading myself. I got like $200 on the day. I'm happy with it. I'm cool with $200. I know that I'll come back maybe this afternoon, like I did last night, and make a grand on Tesla. And that's my thing, is like, I'd rather trade in the afternoon when it's just me, myself, and I and focus versus educating and stuff, right? I'm more focused, I'm dialed in, and I can just, hit it hard. So maybe I come back this afternoon and trade if I want to. But yeah, I'm up 220, but I've been more focused on just getting you guys educated today and helping you make money. Too bad that I was in 3rd grade when you were in college. Steve, I was born in 93. How'd you know? Is Gold Gappa 5000 still here? That's a good question. Gold Gappa. Could you explain shorting? Once you buy a short at a certain price, what do you do? Yeah, I can explain shorting and how it works. Gold Gappa, if you're still here, I'll explain it. But yeah, Ethan, I'm not still holding right now. I'm out. All right, guys. It's 11:18. It's 11:18. Johnny, do you want to review your trades, boss? I'm more than happy to review your trades if you would like. Maybe we can put another set of eyes to where you can understand maybe where they went wrong or maybe what we can do different. I don't know if it helps. And then it's also very educational for the team as well. So it's kind of multifaceted. It's win-win. Up to you, though. And while I hear your question, yes or no, and if it's a yes, just put up the trade details or we'll review it. We do have a question here from Gold Gappa 5000 about shorting. How does it work? So you have to borrow the shares from your broker. So number one, you need to have a broker that allows shorting. You need to have a margin account. You have to have shorting available, the option to short, right? You got to be set up. But let's say you're set up with Lightspeed, with a $100,000 account, and you can short any stock you want, okay? So the way it works behind the scenes, like you don't actually go through this process. It's all automated, but it's how it works. You're going to short the market. So basically, you're going to sell shares to the market that you don't own. So how the heck do you get those shares that you don't own to sell to the market? Well, your broker is going to let you borrow them from somebody else. So let's say you want to short 1,000 shares of a stock at $10. So shorting is selling 1,000 shares to the open market. So you don't have those shares. You got to borrow them. Your broker is going to let you borrow those 1,000 shares for a small fee. So basically, you're going to go ring, ring, ring. Hey, broker, I need to borrow 1,000 shares of ABC stock. They're going to say, okay, here you go. Now you got 1,000 shares of ABC stock. You're going to sell them to the open market at $10 a share. You're going to receive a hypothetical credit of $10,000. A hypothetical credit of $10,000. You have to rebuy those shares at some point to give them back to your broker. Your broker is going to want those 1,000 shares back. They're not yours. You're borrowing them. You got to give them back. So how do you give those back to your broker? You got to rebuy them. How do you rebuy them? You just rebuy them. Right? So you took the loan of 1,000 shares from your broker. You sell them to the open market at $10 a share, and you receive a hypothetical credit of $10,000. Let's say the stock goes down to $9. Okay? You're going to buy those 1,000 shares, okay, at $9 a share. That's going to cost you $9,000. So you are then going to go ahead and rebuy those 1,000 shares, and it's only going to cost you $9,000. All right, you got your 1,000 shares. Hey, Mr. Broker, here you go. You can have your shares back. So what did you just make? Well, you sold those shares for a hypothetical $10,000 credit. You rebought those shares for a hypothetical $9,000 debit. So what's the difference between the $10,000 credit and the $9,000 debit? $1,000. You just made $1,000. It's all automated though, right? You don't really go through that process. You don't call the broker. You don't get the shares. You don't go through that process. You don't see the credit in your account or anything. So you see a stock at $10. You want to short it. You click sell. You just opened up a negative 1,000 share position. Stock drops to $9. You click buy. You just rebought those 1,000 shares and you made $1,000. And it's the same thing to the flip side. You short the stock at $10 and it goes up to $11. Guess what? You just lost $1,000. What do you mean, Josh? You sold the shares to the market at $10,000, $10 a share, 1,000 shares, 10 grand. But the stock now goes up to $11 and you rebuy those 1,000 shares. So now it's costing you more money. It's costing you $11,000 to rebuy those 1,000 shares that you sold for $10,000. So now you're out at $1,000. So, yep. That's how it works. Hopefully that answers your question. See? This was wrong, right? So head and shoulders formation, good price action in our zone, right? Great probability. The trade went in your favor, but it would have stopped you out, right? So good trade, 80% probability, but this trade, if you would have held it all the way down, would have stopped you out. Do you realize you get stopped out on more of your trades than you win? So for every 10 trades, are you getting stopped out on 8 of the 10 and making money on 2 of them? And are you still not seeing the result you want to see? If the answer to that is yes, maybe you need to think about scalping the market versus letting your trades fully develop. That's just an idea, right? If you've got 10 trades, all great trades, and you're only making money on 2 of them, and you're losing on 8, but you're still breaking even or slightly red, clearly you don't really have a defined 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1 strategy. You're not positioning yourself correctly because you could technically win on 2 green ones and lose on 8 if you were positioned correctly. But besides that, maybe you just go ahead and take your profits a little bit quicker. Maybe you scalp the market versus sitting back and waiting for the entire thing to develop. Again, completely up to you. But if you find yourself getting stopped out of a lot of your trades when you were in the green at some point, maybe you are more of a scalper. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. It's okay. I just didn't run off the retest. But if you want to go for the lesson, go for it. No, it's okay, Johnny. Don't worry about it, bro. We're good. You're good. I'm pretty much dead. I'm not going to lie. My voice is completely shattered right now. Matt says scalpers rule. That's where I'm 50-50. There's some trades that I'll hold because I'm super duper confident and I'm willing to take the small loss to make the big time winner. But there's some times in the market where it's like it's a scalpers type of market, in my opinion, right? There are days in the market where you're like, this is a day that I buy and hold. In penny stocks, you know those days that you buy and hold, right? You leave runners, you know those days. And then you know the days based on market conditions where you scalp the market because there's a lot of choppiness and a lot of up and down. You just got to understand market conditions and, you know, what's what. I'm going to ask everybody a question. Do you want me to dive into a supply and demand lesson? Or did you get enough education today from me breaking down all of these supply and demand lessons to where we can save it for tomorrow? Because my voice is starting to give out on me. But if you guys are really eager for that supply and demand lesson, I'll do it. I'll push through it. I love you guys. But if you can't tell, my voice is starting to give out on me just a little bit. But I'm more than happy to do it. But if you guys are like, dude, there was just 2 hours of nonstop education across the board, let me digest this before you do something else, then we'll just save it for tomorrow. Completely up to you. Let me know. Regardless, we're here for another 30 minutes. I do overall better scalping. Large position, scalping. Yep, large position because I'm really good at nailing my entries. And then scalping. So I still get some good profits. Eric says information overload, but would love a recap. Eric, what I would say is if you wrote a lot of this down, definitely take one topic, one thing, process it and digest it until you feel confident with it before you move on to something else. Because there was a lot of discussion today. Penny stocks, options, shorting stocks, supply demand, head and shoulders, price action, volume, divergence, momentum. Yeah, information overload for sure. But during these streams, it's best to always come prepared with a pen and paper to write these things down and follow up on a TikTok live that I put together. Follow up on another YouTube that we go live for free like today until it makes sense, until you feel confident with it. Tomorrow? Okay. Let them watch the old lesson and come in tomorrow with a follow-up. Yeah, and so, I mean, this stream alone was a lot. Yeah, and that's the thing is I thought there was a lot. Like even Eric said, information overload. There was a lot, and I would hate to continue to throw everything on top of you. So, but yeah, absolutely. So today's recap, the SPY. Okay, how did we really start our day from a recap standpoint? Okay, well, we were waiting for 8:30 CPI data. That was it. We were waiting for 8:30 CPI data. And we're not chasing this move. We're waiting for a very high probability strategic entry. High probability, 80% odds that it's going to work, 20% odds that it's not. Low risk, high reward, strategic. Well thought out, planned, professional. That's it. CPI 830, markets love it. We freaking rally 10 points. We're not touching it. We're not buying it. We're not FOMOing in. We're not chasing it. We're smart. We're disciplined. We're patient. We're waiting. What are we waiting for? Something to present itself. It could be anything, right? We don't know what it's going to be, but something, right? So what do we start to see notice develop right here? We start to notice we have this supply zone. We come straight on up. We consolidate. And then we break out of consolidation. We break into a new high and we break this structure, which is going to validate this is going to be a decent zone to trade off of. Leg on up, consolidation, breakout higher. So at any point we see the SPY come back into this zone, we call these zones, these boxes, these zones. We come back into the zone and we have good buying price action. We take a long position out of this zone for the next leg up. So that's exactly what we were waiting for. We were waiting for the SPY to come back into this zone, right? To buy calls to take it up into resistance. Where was resistance, right? Resistance was high a day. And then our next level of resistance was 390, right? Where do these levels come from? Higher time frames, look left, right? Prior levels of support resistance. These levels are based on the past where we have multiple touches, indicators, whatever the case is. So we gauge these levels from our higher time frames, right? So we're waiting. Market opens. We start to come into this zone. We're actually on a 1 minute, not on a 5 minute at this point in time. Good luck trying to trade a 5 minute the first 10 seconds of the day. But let's go to today, yada, yada, yada. Boom, boom, boom. Man, that took me all the way back into time. Right here. All right, so we mark that zone up on a 5 minute. It's clear, it's clean. We can see that zone on a 5 minute. We move on up into this 388.57. That's high a day. Our next level of resistance over high a day is 390.34. All we're waiting for is the price to come back inside of this zone with good price action and anything else we could use to back it up. Could be an indicator, could be a trend line, could be divergence, could be an inverse head and shoulders formation. We're looking for added criteria, added confirmation, right? Added TA, whatever you want to say, added technical analysis, added confirmation, multiple separate reasons to take the trade. Not just that the stock is back in this gray box, back in the zone, but we have good price action. Maybe we're sitting at the VWAP. Maybe we have good volume and divergence. So we're waiting. And we start to see the SPY enter that zone, okay? And we're just watching at that point in time. We're looking at volume. We're looking at momentum. Do we have any trend lines? Price action. We know the VWAP's nearby. So we're just sitting back and waiting. And we see the market come down in that zone, right into the VWAP. Nice big bounce. Look at that. That candle completely ate up the last candle on high volume off the VWAP. Now we're starting to break back above the 9 EMA. We're starting to push above the 20. So we're starting to make our entries. We see great price action. We see high volume. We have a very bullish candle off the VWAP in that zone, and momentum is ticking up as well. So we enter the trade in this zone that we came back into. We're also backing it up with VWAP as support. We know the SPY loves the VWAP, right? You could also back this up if you wanted to. You know, hindsight's always 20/20, right? You could have also backed this trade up with a break of your downtrend. So that's another added piece of confirmation. We have momentum increasing as well. We see momentum starting to shoot on up. We see a pretty nice bullish candle on higher volume eating up the prior candle off the VWAP. You just start adding all of these things together and you're starting to become really, really confident to get into this trade here with nice tight risk underneath the VWAP, underneath that zone. And then you have a target. You look left, high day, and then 390.34. So let's see what happens. We come up, first target's hit. You're now risk-free on the trade. Second target just got hit. You're out. And now you're done. And then we notice the second trade. So what do we have here? We have a break of market structure. We have a break over resistance, a new high a day, quick consolidation, and a break even higher. So this is a valid zone here. You see those little two candles here, that quick consolidation for the break higher? That's a zone. What are we waiting for? We're waiting for the SPY to come back into the zone, price action, formations, whatever the case is. We're waiting for the SPY to come back into this zone. We also want to back it up with multiple separate reasons. Could be the VWAP, could be an indicator, could be just pure price action and volume, right? But we're looking for multiple things. So what do? We know exactly where we want to see the market come down to. We're patient. We're waiting. And at this point in time, we start to see what? We have a nice downtrend. Right there. Run that out to the right. Okay. So we have a downtrend that we could be looking to break. Fantastic. I like breaks of downtrends. Don't you? I love breaks of downtrends. We're in the zone. Now we need to see good price action. The more, the merrier. Oh, nice. Nice push. I still want to break the downtrend. Look at that price action. You see all that price action right here? Comes down, right back up. Down, right back up. Down, right back up. You see all that price action here? You see a lot of demand. You have a lot of buyers. You can see that with all of those lower shadows. Right inside of this zone. Now all we're doing is looking for a break of the downtrend. All right? So boom. You get a break, you're making your entries, you're scaling out, you make quick profits. You're up 50 cents, you're up $1. That was a great little scalp here. Back into the zone. This was a killer trade. I like this one. Back into the zone. We fall out of the zone, and then we snap right back into it, right? I'm not going to talk about this trend line. That trend line was valid, but I'm not going to talk about it. But we come back into this zone. We fall out of the zone, but instantaneously on high volume, snap back into it. That right there is what some would call manipulation. Some would call that stop loss hunting, right? Liquidity, stop loss hunting, liquidity, whatever. But when you see the stock back into a validated zone, it falls out of that zone and it snaps right back into it, that's an indication that that was manipulation. That was stop loss hunting, that you will see the continuation up and higher. So we called that trade. Hey, we snapped back in the zone. Okay, you're looking for calls here back up to these lower highs. So you're placing your call entries and you start hitting your targets. Okay, and then we're kind of sitting back and then we start to see this zone right here. So break on out, pull back, break into a new high. So we can mark up that consolidation zone. Why? Because we ran up, we consolidated, we broke out of it, and it happened to be a breakover structure as well. It was a new high a day. So that makes this a valid zone. That's why this was a valid zone, because we broke out, consolidated, and broke structure into a new high a day. Breaking out, consolidating, breaking structure into a new high a day. That's a valid zone, right? So we have this zone drawn out, right? Let's see what happens. Oh, we come back into the zone. What does that tell us? That this right here is the same thing. Manipulation, stop loss hunting. Same thing down here, guys. Right? Same thing down here. That could be looked at as stop loss hunting. Right? In the zone, out of the zone, snap back into it. Rally up. Right? In the zone, snap out of it, back into it. Okay? I'm looking for puts based on those reasons there. Looking for puts. And then on top of that, what are we starting to see? We're starting to notice a little bit of this head and shoulders formation. So not only do we see the stop loss hunting, we also see it come back down into that zone to the T before bouncing and giving us a head and shoulders formation. So what did we do? We took the trade. We said puts. Why? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, with this zone being validated. And why was that zone validated? Well, that zone here was validated because of that price action right here. That's why this zone was a valid zone, because of that price action. Not to mention, it came right back down to the bottom of that zone and it bounced on up. So that's what validated the zone. And then you start to see a nice little head and shoulders formation at that point in time as well, right? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So now you have a confirmed zone to be short in, great structure, price action looks fantastic, head and shoulders formation on top of that. After a false break into high a day at resistance, you see how many separate reasons you've just established to take a trade? I mean, I listed off just 5 right there. You feel pretty confident to pull the trigger, which we did. What's your target? Down into this zone, back in this zone here. So you're either scalping this quickly, leaving a runner into the zone, you're scalping it completely, all in, all out, or you're getting in with a stop over high a day, and you're going to let it develop all the way into the zone. There's 3 styles of trades. You're all in, all out, make your money done. You're all in, scale out, leave a runner, stop at break even. Or you're all in, you're all out at your stop loss over high a day, and you're all out at your target down here. There's 3 ways you can trade this. All right? There's 3 different styles of, trades. And so what? We get our entry, you start to crack. You scalped it, you made money. You scaled out, you made money. If you're a let me have it develop trader, you got stopped out. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But that was our 4th and final trade. You can see, boom, winner, 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 winner. 4 for 4. And depending on how you trade, could have dictated your win ratio. If you scalped all of these, you would have been 100% today. If you let the trade fully develop until your targets were hit, you would have had a 50% win rate today. But the 2 trades that you let develop would have been massive winners. This one here, letting it develop, massive. This one here, letting it develop, stop out. This one here, letting it develop, massive. This one here, letting it develop, stop out. So you see that you're 50-50. You win 2, you lose 2, but your winners, massive, massive winners to where they completely ate up your 2 small losers. You're still successful, you're still profitable. But if you scalped, you'd have had a 100% win rate. Who knows what your P&L is compared to the person that let it develop? I don't know. But again, there's 3 ways that you can trade. And each style has different win ratios. And each style has different P&L at the end of the day. Some traders are making bigger profits. Some are making smaller, more consistent profits that add up to, home runs. I don't know, whatever your style is. But there's no right or wrong way to trade. The only way to trade is based on the way that works best for you. That's it. I like scalping most of the time, but every now and then I will let a trade develop. Matt likes scalping 100% of the time. That's fine. Ori, he's a little bit of both as well. And everybody's profitable and everybody's consistent. So it's what really works best for you. But there's our recap for the day on the SPY, guys. Right? Why we took these 4 trades, how we identified these 4 trades, and, the reasonings behind it. Right? And how we were able to go 4 for 4 on SPY trades today. So this helps clarify even further about what I talked with Matt yesterday. Thank you. Needed that? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure what I said that helped. But if it helped, that's all that matters. I don't know what I could have said that would have helped, but it works. What's today? 11:10. Any other questions, guys? We are pushing 12 o'clock right now. We're getting ready to jump off the stream. Plus, my butt hurts really bad. Yeah, my butt hurts really bad from sitting in this damn chair. Yo, get out of here. Listen to this, guys. I wanted to thank you for the education over time. Someone just made $37,000 today on spy calls. $37,000 on spy calls. Get out of here. That's amazing. Congratulations. Good stuff. That made a lot of sense. Yo, absolutely. I got you. Glad that helps on the shorting. I missed you yesterday, Josh, and started my morning late today. Thank you for the breakdown. Great value bombs. I need a sound effect board. Boom. Value bombs. Yeah, absolutely. Someone claiming 37K on the spy. Thanks to you on TikTok. That's impressive. Yeah, they went heavy, but hey, they made it happen. I love it. That's amazing stuff. That's good stuff. I'm proud of them. Apps. Yeah, that was a good short up there, but you see what I mean? Like really good short, in resistance, good short price action, multiple confirmations. But you can just kind of see how hard it was for the stock to dump after we noticed that initial intraday short covering price action. That right here was that price action that really indicated there's shorts here today, and it's going to be hard to see the stock dump on off. And it was. I'm glad I didn't retry a short that many times. I was able to get another short to get back to break even. But yeah, that would have been a tough one to try and short today. Realizing that ahead of time. All right, traders inside of chat. Again, don't forget about the affiliate program. All right, so if you guys want to get signed up to become affiliates, why not? You guys have a following on social media. You guys have friends, family, maybe interested in getting into the stock market. Why wouldn't you want to bring them to the best community out there and make a couple bucks while you do it? So if you guys have yet to become an affiliate, definitely take this time to sign up to become an affiliate. And you guys will be all set, ready to rock. Make some money in the meantime, right? If you're going to go out there and tell people to join, might as well make a couple bucks, right? So there's that. Anybody can join. Number two, if anybody's interested in booking a private session, right, shoot me an email and I'll be able to link everybody together. If you want more details, hit me up, right? We do have a few things being worked on to make this an easier process for you. But over the last couple of weeks, we've talked a lot about it, and I wanted to bring that to your attention now. A lot of you want to hone in on your options ability. A lot of you want to hone in on futures. Some of you guys just want to talk about maybe real estate. Again, valuable topics where you can take what you're learning, apply it, and get an ROI quickly. I mean, it's impressive for someone like that to be able to take time out of their day to help one another. It's awesome. So we can't thank you enough. But yeah, again, right now, since we don't have the detail page up in the booking page, you can just shoot me an email directly, send you the details, answer any questions, connect everybody up, make it happen, and get you moving forward with options, futures, investing, whatever the case is. Very, very valuable stuff there. So make sure you guys take advantage of it. All right. Other than that, it was a good day in the market. Absolutely crushed it. You guys are on fire. And when I say you guys, I'm not excluding the beautiful women we have here. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, you guys crushed it. Good job. Good work. Wait a minute. It happened on this beautiful Money Thursday, and a Money Thursday indeed it was. So maybe we got some opportunity this afternoon. Maybe you see me back in here kind of charting away. 2:33 o'clock. Tesla. Making some money. I don't know. But yeah. So I made 220. I didn't even open my options account today. It just subconsciously didn't seem right. But again, I may be back here 2-3 o'clock if I have time. If I see good opportunities, we'll bang out some profits. But I'm proud of you guys for making some profits early on today. Good job, good work. And a big old congratulations, guys. Steve, I like the idea. Might be easier for us to sell it if we can provide a special discount. I need to personally rethink the discounts. There's a lot of discount giving. And it's just one of those things that we are very, very aggressively priced compared to anybody else that does anything remotely close. So it's just hard to provide discounts left and right like that. It's hard as it just comes off as devaluing, what we have here for the trading community. So I'll think about it, right? I want to give some context instead of just saying no, or I'll think about it. I want to give you a little bit of context, but I'll definitely put some thought into it and see what we can do for you guys to see if there's anything that helps. But again, share that. Sign up at least. You can see who's clicking, how many times they clicked, what product they're viewing, what they purchased, pay yourself out. You can track everything and completely manage within your affiliate dashboard. These are great suggestions. Special discount. I'll definitely see what we can do there for sure and how that works. 72-hour trial. I've thought about trials before, but individuals use and abuse our trials. They sign up, they cancel, they sign up with a new email, and they just rinse and repeat and get trials indefinitely and just take advantage of us, and that's not fair. That's why we don't do trials. That's why I go live on TikTok in the mornings. That's why I go live on YouTube in the mornings and 1 day a week on YouTube absolutely free like today. That's the trial, right? If you can't see the value in that alone, then I don't know what 5 days inside a chat's going to do, right? If you can see the value in the TikToks, the YouTubes, and the 1 free session a week on YouTube, and that's just 10% of what you get, then you're on board. You're good to go. So it's really, really hard to do trials because we've had a few bad eggs in the past that kind of just ruined it for everybody else. Before we jump off the mic, right? Today was one of those days I said, I will give you a discount. I know I just said I can't be giving discounts all the time, but I did promise it this morning because I had a lot of people reach back out to me. I sent an email out and a lot of people said it's literally just the price. I've been watching you forever. I want to join. I'm ready to commit. I'm ready to grow. I know this is the place I need to be, but I just can't really come to the price right this second. And I do not want to prevent anybody from finding success simply due to $100, $200. It doesn't make sense. So Pro Trader's the coupon, right? Pro Trader. So if anybody wants to join, you guys literally have an hour and 10 minutes to do so, right? An hour and 10 minutes to do so. And make sure when you join, you use the coupon Pro Trader, all caps, one word, and that's going to give you 25% off if you guys are on YouTube or TikTok, whatever, just bringing it back up. I did promise this morning, and it's only fair that I remind you before we jump off the stream. Pro, Trader is the coupon. It is applied to the yearly, so just so you guys know, it's applied to the yearly. You check out exactly what you get. All right, so you apply it to the yearly. You get the course absolutely free. Everything else we discussed, I'm not here to pitch you or sell you. I'm just here to remind you, hey, if you click that link, coupon Pro Trader on the yearly, it's going to save you 25%. And that's something I was willing to do for the individuals that I've spoken with this week that said the main thing and the main reason I'm not joining is simply due to the price. Well, now you're getting 25% off. It breaks down to being like $80 a month. Just build yearly and you get the course. That right there should be the help that you need to make the decision that you want to make and join the community. So can't wait to see you inside a chat. Can't wait to work with you all. Looking forward to it. Come in, play with the platform, get familiar with it. We'll be back here tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. And then we'll enjoy our weekend and then come back Monday and have a brand new week ahead of us, guys. So if you have any questions, hit me up, josh@alphadaytrading.com. If not, there's the link. There's the coupon. We look forward to seeing you inside a chat. Enjoy about $300 off. Enjoy a free course. Tons of value there. And I can't wait to help you guys out as much as possible individually. And again, just see you inside of the community, guys. All right. FSRD possibly setting up for another spike. Let's go look at it. 100%. FSRD. Carlos, let me ask you this, man. What do you see that leads you to believe this is going to set up for another spike, right? Not to put you on the spot, right? Don't take this the wrong way. This is just me testing you and the knowledge and all that. What do you see that leads you to believe we are going to see another spike? Okay, that's a good eye. Repeating pattern. Yeah, you come down, bounce, bounce, bounce. No volume, no love, no nothing. Break. But here's the thing with FSRD here, was you broke a downtrend, but you had some divergence, right? You had some divergence here on FSRD. You bounced off support multiple times. Same thing. Support, support, support multiple times. You got a slight down. You don't really have a downtrend though, boss. But you have divergence. You got some slight divergence here. It could. If you want to take the trade, take it right now. Like, if you're going to take the trade, you're taking it right now. Like, you're in. You're in right off support if you're taking it. You're not waiting. You're in right now. All right? Stops, 23 cents. Stops under support. Like, if you see the repeating pattern and you're willing to risk a penny to make 3 pennies, go for it. If you're willing to risk a penny, maybe a penny and a half, to make 3 pennies on this, go for it in your trades right now. As close to that support level as possible. You crack support, you're out, it's going to dump. But if it's not going to crack support and it's going to spike again, it's going to spike off this level of support. So you got to be in it. Because by the time it spikes, you're already too late. So if that's your thesis and your idea and your plan, you got to get in right now and be okay with losing that penny to a penny and a half per share. To be able to make 3, maybe 4. If you get that spike on up. Do I love it? No. Do I hate it? No. I'm 50-50 with it. Like, am I going to trade it? No. But not for this reason. It's because it's a 20-cent stock, and I don't trade anything under $1 most of the time. But that's what you got. It could spike. It really comes. It kind of seems like a gamble. Not really a gamble, but it seems the probabilities just aren't there. Like, you have divergence and support, but that's it. You don't have volume. You don't have price action. You don't have really that much else besides slight divergence with some support. So 65% probabilities. I would grade this as a C setup, right? It's not an A. It's not a B. Maybe a C. Maybe you de-risk a little bit, whatever works for you. I see your downtrend, the break, the break. And so I like the idea. So you're backing it up with reasons. It's not like, oh, I think it's going to spike, let me get in. You see the repeating pattern, you see the downtrend, you see support, you see the divergence. You're backing it up with reasons, which makes it not a gamble. It's not 50-50. It's maybe like 60-40, 70-30. Is it an A setup? No. Is it a B setup? I don't think so. Is it a C setup? Yes. Is it something you can take because you are backing it with reasons? Absolutely. Is it a good risk reward, 2-to-1? Yes. So with that being said, it is a trade that you can take. It is a very well thought out trade, and it could work in your favor, and I hope it does. So I tell you what, Steve, for now, if that ever comes up and they're like, yeah, if you can give me, 5-10% off as a cool thank you, yeah, hit me up, send me an email, and we'll work on that on a per email basis, a per client basis, right? If that's something that really becomes of high demand and that's something that's going to be a value to you as affiliates, then yeah, we'll integrate that 100%. I just have to work with the development team to do that. But for now, you shoot me an email and we'll make it happen on a case-by-case basis. Same thing, Stir. If your aunt, she's just not downloading TikTok or YouTube If she asks you 20 questions a day and you think that she would benefit from a trial, send me an email and work that out on a case-by-case basis. Because we don't even know if it's something that is going to be needed and utilized. Should I spend $2,000 in to do that? I don't know, right? So yeah, for now, we can at least do it on a basis. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Woo. That's crazy looking right there. That's weird. Yeah, glitching with TD. Yeah. It doesn't happen very often, no. All right, so it's 12 o'clock. We're done. Good job, good work. Way to lock in those profits, team. All right, we'll come back tomorrow morning, see what we have at that point in time, and we'll end the week strong and we'll end the week profitable. Thank you so much for joining us over on YouTube today for our free stream on this beautiful Thursday. And congratulations to some traders over on YouTube that locked in. My goodness, my throat was officially given out. That locked in some profits. Good job. Good work. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope to see you inside a chat as a part of the community. All right? If not, I'll see you. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning on TikTok and here tomorrow at 9 a.m. on YouTube as we get you prepared for that 30-minute sesh. My goodness, I can get a woo out. That's about it. I can get a woo. So someone go ahead and give me a countdown. And congratulations to everybody inside of chat as well. Keep up the amazing work. Keep making me proud. Right? I got a woo in me. Let's end it with a 3, 2, 1. Woo! Have a good one, guys. I love you all. Take care.
I can't let you go. There's no way. I'm already still burning. So hold to me close. Now, baby, I do what I'm told. Still learning to take my chances, to take my time, to keep on dancing, to walk that line. Yeah, you got me shifting the paradigm. No longer wishing. You're my lucky strike. Love the way you ride. Look into my eyes, say you're ready to go. $1 million life, yeah. We could roll the dice. Act like you're surprised, but you already know. Oh yeah, got lucky overnight. Jackpot when I got the invite. Let me wrap my arms around you, 'cause I can't go home without you. And my heart just vibe with you, babe. Wanna go sky high with you, babe. Gotta bring you close to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. And I got to tell you, if you didn't know, then I got to tell you that you're my lucky strike. Cooler than cold, I'm all in. So load up the dice, so heavy.
should think it's so important to convince everyone else that you're not boring, but it's making me feel like my skin is crawling. I keep pouring out my empathy to someone I don't even see eye to eye with. I don't mind if you don't have it all together. Yeah, I get it, we're all human, but I give you an inch and you take miles. It's tragic, ruining my sanity with tales of animosity. I'd rather cry than let you drive me crazy, lose my mind, and I swear I might die if I cared more. But you're not worth the time. You never put me up front, 'cause it's your spotlight. I'm in the backseat of my own car. I'd rather cry than let you drive me crazy one more night. Climbing up somebody else's ladder just to make yourself feel just a little bigger. I don't know if I've seen anything that's sadder. It's so hard to comprehend how you don't even understand. Stepping on me without even trying. Never seen somebody get so good at lying. It's impressive you don't spend all your time crying over all the ways you let me down. So many I could drown, but I'd rather cry than let you drive me crazy, lose my mind, and I swear I might die if I cared more. But you're not worth the time. You never put me up front, 'cause it's your spotlight. I'm in the backseat of my own car. I'd rather cry than let you drive me crazy one more night. Typical emotional, sensitive and cynical. Took my sanity and sent it up the wall. Typical emotional, it's so unoriginal. I gave you the best and you just took it all. I'd rather cry than let you drive me crazy, lose my mind, and I swear I might die if I cared more. But you're not worth the time. You never put me up front, 'cause it's your spotlight. I'm in the backseat of my own car. I'd rather cry than let you drive me crazy one more night. Never put me up front, 'cause it's your spotlight. I'm in the backseat of my own car. I'd rather cry than let you drive me crazy one more night.
Nena loca, me tiene loco en la cabeza cuando me tocas. Siento que todo está bien, pero en verdad yo no sé si tú lo sientes también. Entonces quiero saber por qué desde que te vi yo vivo diferente. No me importa a mí lo que dice la gente, porque tú siempre la prendes candela. Te quiero a mi lado toda la vida, mi nena. La mano pegada y los pies en la arena. Pase lo que pase, baby, vale la pena. Ay, baby, yo te quiero. Es mentira todo lo que te dije. tocas, siento que todo está bien, pero en verdad yo no sé si tú lo sientes también. Entonces quiero saber por qué desde que te vi yo vivo diferente. No me importa a mí lo que dice la gente, porque tú siempre la prendes candela. Te quiero a mi lado toda la vida, mi nena. La mano pegada y los pies en la arena. Pase lo que pase, baby, vale la pena, porque tú siempre la prendes candela. Te quiero a mi lado toda la vida, mi nena. La mano pegada y los pies en la arena. Pase lo que pase, baby, vale la pena.
You feel alive, let's hit the dance floor. Don't work too hard, might break a backbone. Return to the Mac, the king is back though. Corvette and cash, I never lack those. She saw the stone, you know how that go. Fatality, my diamonds that cold. Versace trunks, I hit my backstroke. Knock on the door, she at the back, bro. All I really take is a little taste. Island girl, blue eyes with a little bass. Here for the thrill, I don't need a chaser. Wanna vibe at the getaway. Shimmy, shimmy, yeah, I got the semi-four weight. Don't step out the line like this a probate. You hit the line and tried to locate. This for the time, got time for no day. One, too many, I'm going. Too crazy and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left that. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times, live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, not a world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my. Chandelier, limousines. Really think I'm seeing things. Read the line in between. Yellow light, I gotta speed up. Get home to a cold shower. Need that pronto. Look like a rave at the condo. Heck of a night in Toronto. She said, boy, you in Morocco. Pearl white mention in the top gold. Fill up my cup with the pop, whoa. High off life in the spot, though. Running at the visa, really talking to a real life Mona Lisa. Jesus pieces hanging off the fleecer. So much going on, it's hard to focus on the features. I got too many, I'm going. Too crazy, and I got bad ones and they ready. A good time, so now it's into it, we left that. Can't remember anything, but I know we got lit. Good times, live in the moment, feel like summertime. Obsessed with nature, not a world mine. The room is spinning, but I feel fine. Oh my, oh my. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
When you put your hand in my jacket, I'm thinking so irrational. You flew me international now. And we can spend hours reading the signals, but that's so unoriginal. What if we took this back to my house? Under all these lights, I gotta take a minute to calm down. But I feel like if I told you I was ready right this minute, do you think that it would turn you on? I just feel like you need to know. If I told you I was ready right this minute, would you just run off and tell someone? I just feel like you need to know. I don't wanna feel like we're wasting time. Tell me, should I go and call up a taxi? We can make out for a play in the backseat. Please tell me now how that all sounds. You can sleep in while I make breakfast, watch cartoons and talk about exes. And if you're happy, stick around. I just feel like this is worth the risk. and never felt a quiet like this. If I told you I was ready right this minute, do you think that it would turn you on? I just feel like you need to know. If I told you I was ready right this minute, would you just run off and tell someone? I just feel like you need to know. Right here, right now, we're running out of things to talk about. Right here, right now, I'm about to let the truth come out. If I told you I was ready right this minute, do you think that it would turn you on? You tell me now. If I told you I was ready right this minute, would you just run off and tell someone? Keep my feet on the ground. If I told you I was ready right this minute, I just wanna go and lay you down. I just feel like you need it's clear. If I told you I was ready right this minute, would you just run off and tell someone? To know. If I told you I was ready right this minute, do you think that it would turn you on?
Joyride, a hit and run. I thought I loved you and you thought I was fun. I'm moving on down the road. Watch me as I go, watch me as I go. Should I look both ways before you cross me, baby? 'Cause I don't break for boys. I'm moving on. For miles, 67 fastback, oh, it's just my style. We're headed down the road. Just enjoy the show, watch me as I go. Should look both ways before you cross me, baby, 'cause I don't break for boys. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Got nothing left to say. Let's be on my way. Best of luck. I'm moving on. Both ways before you cross me, baby, 'cause I don't break for boys. I'm moving on, got nothing left to say. Let's be on my way, best of luck. I'm moving on, got nothing left to say. Let's be on my way, best of luck. I'm moving on, got nothing left to say. Let's be on my way, best of luck. I'm moving on, I'm moving on.
Watch them all get wild. Get down to business. Tell everyone, go out and get it. You can have anything you want. Anything you want. Tell everyone, you can have anything you want. Anything, anything. If you want it, you can have anything. If you want it, you can have anything you want. With that brand new style, watch them all get wild. Now do what you do. If you want it. Anything you want. Tell everyone, you can have anything you want. If you want it, you can have anything. If you want it, you can have anything you want. With that brand new style, watch them all get wild. Now do what you do. Tell everyone, you can have anything you want.
처음 본 순간부터 눈을 뗄 수가 없었어. 이 세상 하나뿐인 너 처음 봤으니까 빠졌으니까 Then you got me sinking low. 사랑이란 단어로 썸도 아닌 썸을 타며 행복한 줄로 친구들이 다들 바보래. 사랑 표현 못한 벙어리 한 번도 안 해봐서 어떡해 honestly. Cause 1, 2, 3 중요한 건 you and me. 내 곁에만 있다면 Baby can't you see. 자꾸 쳐다보면 뭘 말이라도 걸어봐. 속마음을 표현해. I know it's gonna be alright. 손이라도 잡을까. 봄에 안겨볼까. Whatever your love language, I know it's gonna be alright. Can't take all this hot and cold. Love shouldn't be this hard. I know 뭐라고 있는지도 모르겠잖아. 어렵지 않아. 무슨 생각한지도 정말 진심인지도. Guess like I've never guessed before. 나 좋아하는 건 맞아. 친구들이 다들 바보래. 사랑 표현 못한 벙어리 한 번도 안 해봐서 어떡해 honestly. Cause 1, 2, 3 중요한 건 you and me. 내 곁에만 있다면 Baby can't you see. 자꾸 쳐다보면 뭘 말이라도 걸어봐. 속마음을 표현해. I know it's gonna be alright. 손이라도 잡을까. 봄에 안겨볼까. Whatever your love language, I know it's gonna be alright. I know it's gonna be alright.
When your heart is racing, racing at the speed of light, and you feel like you got nowhere else to go. No, I'll hold you till the sun comes in the morning light. Yeah, I'll keep you safe, I'll never let you go. When your heart is racing, racing at the speed of light. When your When your heart is racing, racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing, racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light.
Jag kliver safe. Jag kliver safe from wherever you go. When your heart is racing, racing, and you feel like you got nowhere else to go.
When your heart is racing, racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing, racing at the speed of light. When your heart is racing at the speed of light.
I'm running your way, but you push me away. Your lifeline, losing your mind. I'm here for you, babe. I've loved you the same this whole time. So tell me, what's on your mind? And I'm not here to hear you say you're fine. I can take the pain you hold inside. I wanna know, wanna see it. Can I feel your kryptonite? Can't get this off my mind. Does it only control you? Let me in, I'll help you out. I won't lose you this time. I feel your kryptonite. Can I feel it? Can I feel you? Can I feel your kryptonite? You think you're too far, but I'm where you are, you know. I said I won't leave your side. They left you bare, but I'm begging you, stare in my eyes for you. Yeah, I'd give my life. And I'm not here to hear you say you're fine. I can take the pain you hold inside. I wanna know, wanna see it. Can I feel your kryptonite? Can't get this off my mind. Does it only control you? Let me in, I'll help you out. I won't let you this night.
just like that. Girl, you got no contest. What you want, you get express, no stress. Thank the Lord, you know you so blessed. You got me so obsessed. There ain't a moment I ain't thinking about you. Moments when you're hurt, you know I won't sleep. Forever love is together, whenever long. When you're by my side, yeah, I'm winning. Head in the clouds, so high, got me singing. Look like a million touch, so priceless. Bullet time, no cap, you define it. Cause someone love don't fade like a tattoo. Forever's not enough time to be ready. You sweet, you spice, you movie. You pay, you build, you a beauty. Cause someone love don't fade like a tattoo. Forever's not enough time to be ready.
We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go. We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go.
I was shining on the city lights. All this doubt around me, then but look, I got it right. Don't you try to hit me, now you live a petty life. All those nights I laid awake, I pray for better life. Now I wake up with a baddie like I said I might. This a better life, you never tried, I bet it right. This a better life, you never tried, I bet it right. You been stuck just where you at because you never tried. Want a better life, I had to try, I bet it right. Yeah, I just took a chance and yeah, let me write. Look, I just took a chance and yeah, I rolled the dice. Yeah, women now be bad because the folk was nice. But yeah, I must admit that this ain't overnight. I just hit the double with the jackpot. I'm in the snow, this in New England, but I'm dying high. Now I'm addict for the music when I can't stop. Ain't gon' let me out here what they ask me. Ask a favor, what a shout out, time gas me. Really, they ain't take a risk, but want the outcome. Then asking how come. I was shining on the city lights. All this doubt around me, then but look, I got it right. Don't you try to hit me, now you live a petty life. All those nights I laid awake, I pray for better life. Now I wake up with a baddie like I said I might. This a better life, you never tried, I bet it right. This a better life, you never tried, I bet it right. You been stuck just where you at because you never tried. Want a better life, I had to try.
I'm all in this. I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set it. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. I smack my girl's ass, tell her pinch me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
City lights, all this doubt around me, then but look, I got it right. Don't you try to hit me, now you live a petty life. All those nights I laid awake, I pray for better life. Now I wake up with a baddie like I said I might. This is better life, you never tried, I bet it right. This is better life, you never tried, I bet it right. You been stuck is where you at because you never tried. Want a better life, I had to try, I bet it right.
Want to know if